Hello, I don't believe we've met. Revelio ought to make quick work of this. Where in Merlin's name am I? If you're right about finding her here, how do we go about returning the egg? The wisps of magic seem to be leading me somewhere. Centaurs aren't known for being the friendliest lot, especially not with wizard kind, and not right now. I don't think I have. Perhaps your young friend is not as well-travelled as you think. A little turbulent, and it's wanting for a bit of speed, but it fared well enough. I've collected some magical materials, Deke. I must insist that you give them to me at once. I would like the room to feel as if it's being lit by the moon. Any notable places I should look at while I'm here? Happy to be here. It is good to leave the classroom now and then. Stupefy. I think there should only be a few more vases. I'm right behind you, Professor. We need help. The sooner the better. Expulso. The dark arts do pique my interest. Yes, I'm ready to play. He did attack us. You had no choice. You'd like me to report back with even more flight details. Hazel. Reducto. The pillars are weakening. No need to race now, my friend. They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts. You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested. There's the cabinet. How do I get this key in there? Crucio. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him. Professor Weasley sent me to collect some recipes. I'm new at Hogwarts. Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd. I'd best move while I can. Neve must be here somewhere. I'm just here for Summoner's Court. He told me that Ranrock somehow knows about the Keepers and is searching anywhere connected to each of them. Are there any restrictions as to what you can make here? I'm sorry that we can both see Thestrals, Deke. Well, it's all a bit convoluted. Is that what you were trying to do just there? I'm only teasing. Of course you can have them. I recognize those handles. The summoning charm should do the trick. That platform ought to be able to float straight to me. Hello, Madam Mason. I understand you have a shop to sell. A blockade. Rookwood's poachers are already here. That sounds incredible. Perhaps the colours of those shielded orbs indicate the spells I should use to destroy them. Hello again, Adelaide. Any word of your uncle? Ominous and I agreed. Surely there's a difference between casting Imperio on someone without their knowledge and casting it with permission. I'm glad you came with me, Amit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here. Revelio. Lodgok, what should we do about the helmet thieves? What kind of things would I be able to sell in the shop? More gold. I must be getting closer. Off to the races, then. Any idea where I might find the crates? Of course. This was quite difficult to retrieve. Shouldn't I get a reward for my trouble? Thank you, Professor. You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me. Agreed. Let's finish this. Professor? Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something? Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them. Nice to meet you, Samantha. Is Dittany used in Wiggenweld potion? Please, go on. I hope I can get to Ranrock before Lodgok does. Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you. Sebastian! The relic! Look! I found the missing pages. Reparo. Well, I'd better go and rescue it then, hadn't I? If I may, Professor. I'm also happy that you're here at Hogwarts now. What did that burst of magic change on both sides of the archway? Something must be different. Hello, Penny. I should be going now. Thank you. Hello, Nellie. You seem excited about something. There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. I should be going now. Thank you. Aha. Got it. Ah, that's where they're leading me. That glow again. Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this. You've seen this before. Now, I'm only trying to help. No need to convince me. Let's get going. Mr. Abe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. You're quite an obnoxious chap, aren't you? There's no need to get your pantaloons in a twist. Understandable. But why don't you check on her yourself? You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind? Fine, sir. Oh! Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield. Hello, Imelda. So, another trial? Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs. Seems these journal entries are from Isadora's travels. Hello again, Imelda. Is your challenge still on the table? Has she? That's nice to hear. Reparo. Mr. Dunn, about the spider problem in Arranshire. Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle. Can't help but admire Mr. Weekes' enthusiasm. I look forward to working with you. This must be where the Pinch-Smedley family astrolabe is. Pardon? Were you calling to me? He's in Hogsmeade, apparently. Perhaps I shall pay him a visit. Hello, Zenobia. What did you need help with? But with the speeds it now reaches, I can feel the wind catching beneath the seat a bit, preventing it from reaching its full potential. Natty, I hope I haven't kept you waiting long. I think I know, sir. I saw 2 more memories where I found the book. I am perfectly capable of owning a shop. But more importantly, did you not hear the bit about the dungeon and have broken open some sort of container? Must be something around here I can climb on. The Richard Jackdaw. So Mr. Ollivander was right. He wants his family wand back. I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself. Hello, Professor. Did you say Sambakar's tower? Here's one of those tables Professor Shah mentioned. Miss Moffat, I caught Gwenaira. Indeed. Ominous, I just meant... Wonder who lives here. Surely the poachers can be brought to justice by someone. The Ministry, perhaps? It smells glorious in here. Knowledge is the real magic. That must be the way out of here. Not the safest place to sneak into. Are those dragons? The key. Here it is. Speaking of secrets, I do want to tell you why Victor Rookwood's after me. He's working with Ranrock. You won't get away from me that easily. Seems crossed wands isn't as secret as it's believed to be. Ashwinders! I'd better find a way around them. Or perhaps through them. Reparo. You played a good game though, Grace. You're welcome. Happy to be of assistance. Thank you, Professor Weasley. No, I'm not. Sir Nicholas said you might know the location of some pages I'm looking for. How do I remove the demiguise statues? What a string of bad luck. That unicorn has an exceptionally bright coat. It must be Hazel. Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw? Wonderful. I can only imagine what we might find in there. No statues here. Wait here! I'll run ahead to the next safe spot. Better turn around. I practice as much as I can. Seems whoever enchanted those brooms was more concerned with cleanliness than cooking. Is that your owl? What was the purpose of these assignments again, Professor? I will, sir. I'll see you back in the map chamber. The waterfall. For a thief, Jackdaw's surprisingly as good as his word. That's a powerful enchantment. Why do you keep ordering from him if you think the quality to be inferior? What am I to do with the artifacts, Professor Rackham? What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people? Quincy Hogg. No, not the memories, the portrait. Glad I was never locked up here. Lumos. What in Merlin's name is this? Not yet, I'm afraid. Arresto momentum. Those loyalists deserved what they got. Here goes. I'll start on the task right away, Professor. I see. Miriam. I'm sorry to say that Jackdaw sold it long ago. A retired Aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves. And then Anne told me about a cave. That was a close one. I can't believe any of what just happened. Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing. Stay close. I've handled much worse. Yes, Deke. And I rescued it from the poachers. I have it here. It's safe. I'd best keep looking. A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all? Mind yourself while I'm gone. I'd like to ask you a bit about Moran Weem if you don't mind. If I'm honest, I'd say he had it coming. Not a single plant to my name. I'm ready if you are. I actually found them all, and opened the chest. Give me your worst. You seem like someone who's seen their share of the outside world. Good idea. Those cabbages are nothing to be trifled with. Got it. Thank goodness. They're causing Mr. Moon terrible distress. That should be the last of them I'll meet. A new wand. Understood. I'll find it. Excellent. Shan't mention this to the prefects. I should use Incendio to burn these vines away. Were you born an animagus? Or did you learn to become one? If I retrieve the relic, how do I know you'll tell me the truth about what Ranrock says? Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts? Professor, do you have a moment? Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend. One more thing, Penny. Beats for feet. How hilarious. I mean, how terrible. Horrible, truly. One up, one to go. I wouldn't do that to you, Cressida. Only trying to teach you to be a little more careful. No one's been here for ages. I'll do my best, Professor. Thank you for the advice, and you need someone to help find it. Aha. I think I see. I'll need to cast more quickly. Good luck with Ominous. Until we meet again. Cadmus Peveril. No, actually, I wanted to speak with you. It's about Ranrock. We saw you in the Pensive in Gringotts, with Professor Rackham. Where precisely is the table we're looking for? This must be the place Anne told me about. How does it feel to transform into an animal? I know that's a lot to absorb. Eureka! Bombarda! Lucky they didn't do more damage. Perhaps not the best place to be caught alone. This must be the cellar. Now to find that venomous tentacula. Should we expect trouble from the poachers? given the trouble we just caused. Any interesting chatter going around the town? Perhaps I need to get them all to stand at once. Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container. Need a little rest from classes. Can't stay in the castle all the time. That platform looks like it ought to get me where I need to go. That was quite something. Thank you for being willing to help me, Amit. Seems I need to find Mr. Lawley's cellar. Nice to meet you. Officer Singer. I have some information you might be interested in. I've seen Thestrals before, but where would I find a pair of them nearby? I'll explain on the way. Come on. Must be nice having an aunt for a professor. More Ashwinders. A note. Let's have a look. Aloha Mora. It seems an awfully violent response to a child wandering by. What were they trying to hide? I received your owl. Thank you. You didn't report her. Tell them what she'd done. Reducto! Professor, this statue... Yes, I thought it was odd too. He asked me to meet him and then told me to take the toast. What do we have in here then? The Troll Slayer. Has a nice ring to it. Just like Gringotts. But I'm in the driver's seat this time. I need to pull this platform closer. He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black. Seems someone's jealous of my skills on a broom. I'll give it another go. I should be going now. Thank you. How lucky for us. I rescued a Jobberknoll. Your Gran would love it here. Everything is safer now because of us. Because of you. Wonderful. Shall I head directly to the shop? Are you concerned she might tell your mother? The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard. Evangeline Orpington. How did Herodiana Byrne become famous by casting Depulso? I should be going now. Thank you. We've tried to justify his actions every step of the way, but this has gone too far. It has to stop. Very well, sir. I'm on my way. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Pickle. Who killed your husband? Lord Gok is waiting. Shall we go? Are you the shopkeeper here? Will you keep running these courses? Your blood's on Ranrock's hands! Mr. Radley, do you have a moment? Sebastian, wait. Brilliant. Someone was an avid reader. Can't say I'm familiar with many of these titles. I'll keep an eye out for a large white diricle. If it weren't for me, I suspect those poachers would have flayed her alive. You're not going to believe this. I can see the Undercroft. A little more practice ought to do it. I was amazed to see that it seemed to give her some sort of power, and that she could harness it. But how? There it is. Just as Jackdaw described. I'll tell you what I can. Rookwood and Ranrock are trying to recover something they think I took from a vault in Gringotts. You only have Ranrock to blame. Why do you think you'll find a cure in the restricted section? Does the Hogwarts matron have nothing that can help Anne? Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic. I would. I'd like a chance to improve my record. I'd like to learn how to cast the Cruciatus Curse. What seems to be the problem? I understand, Professor. I'll be sure to keep my guard up. A ladder. That's what I need. Isadora knew she had a remarkable power to help people. I intend to use my ability to finish her work. Build upon it. One less foul, hulking brute. Why did your uncle want to keep you from Hogwarts this year? I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odours. Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this. I'm afraid I don't follow. Who spoiled things? Also, what bells? Considering the bones, I'll assume this is a tomb. That's the last of Zenobia's gobstones. I should go and see her. Where do you find time for this and your homework? He is a bit much for a caretaker, but he means well, and he's terrified of those statues. I'm glad I could help protect Cragcroft from the Ashwinders. How nice. Nothing I haven't seen before. Best of luck with your potions, Mr. Pippin. Galloping. Your father was also an animagus, I take it. There's something about that tree. Another page. Perhaps the lanterns are meant to be hung on the hands. Accio ought to bring that platform closer. That could help bridge the gap. Sounds like Milo knew exactly what he was in for and risked your life as well. Can you remind me of our arrangement? You're making this sound simple, but this is a dragon after all. Nice to see you again. What do you mean? Professor! Professor, more trouble ahead. I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame. It's true, and I was almost killed. Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives. Sir Lancelot, are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this? Got her. Now I need to let Miss Moffat know. How did you injure your ear? I enjoyed that. Ominous, I learned Imperio. I want you to know. I imagine a piece of that enormous venomous tentacular would be enough for Duncan to prove his bravery. I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again. But do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer? Still in the market for an invisibility potion? He could have been a bit clearer or stayed a moment and answered our questions. Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades. That did it. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps another time. Can this be? I think I'm invisible. So, you stole a wand and then followed a map on some pages that you took from Peeves and followed that map to your doom. I understand you've tried everyone from Nurse Blaney to St. Mungo's to no avail.
I should think you'd have better things to do with your time. Now, where's my elf?
Sir, do you think the culprit who stole your family wand may have taken it to the owlery? This journal entry sounds worrisome. Why would snidgets be valuable to poachers? Descendo! I don't know. I've been listening to them for a while now, and I'm starting to lose my mind. I wonder how big this place is. Thank you, Professor. For everything. Fortunately, I've already found your wand, Mr. Oakes. Are we weakening him at all? When I pass through the archway, I enter another room entirely. A new room. Time to go a little quicker. It's my first time here. Evanesco. I'm not thrilled at the prospect, but I'll consider it. That wasn't too hard. Imelda Reyes. Are you giving the competition advice? I see. Natty told me that you and she moved here from Uganda, where she had attended Wagadu. I ought to stand on the pillar as it ascends. I'm glad you're having fun. Is that right? How long have you been in business? Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later. Poppy, you're only one person. You can't save them all. Hello, nice to meet you. I hope the next time Rookwood's lot comes calling, you'll alert the authorities. The absconder? I suppose that's off limits. You should keep it. She doesn't deserve to have it. Only one way to find out. This way! There wasn't much you could have done. He was beyond training, tried to kill me the entire time. Do you and the other house elves conjure the food served in the Great Hall? I plan to leave the repository as it is. It was nice meeting you, Lenora. Not at all. Fiendke sends her regards, along with the rotten roast beef. What if I can't find any beasts in their usual habitat? I know that feeling. Some things are simply out of our control. Right. So back to your frame. Avada Kedavra! I'm ready for the next lesson, Professor. Thank you, Professor. Mr. Filbert, would you mind repeating what Harlow did to you? I want to understand correctly. I retrieved a stolen helm that he hopes to return to Ranrock in order to regain his confidence. Slayer? Ah, a rhinoceros skeleton. I'm on the right track. Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't help but catch your enthusiasm. Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders? So many books. You do know he's screaming in the library as we speak. Lumos. Of course, Mr. Ollivander. Sounds most up my street. That sounds straightforward enough. We do. If you're certain you can keep her safe, I suppose I can leave her with you. No success there. Now the reflection is turning towards me. Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle? What do you imagine a liaison to the merpeople would do? Don't like the look of this. Do you have a lot of time to fly during school? I choose stitches and drafts. Hello again, Mr. Thistlewood. Surely you could continue searching the owlery. What do you have for sale? Casting Leviosa or to raise the tree out of the ground. Ugh. When I get my hands on that niffler. Not at all. I'm fascinated by ghosts and, food. And I was interested in learning more about the castle and the surrounding area. The caverns below Hogwarts, where you fought Isadora. Is that the location of the final repository? Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm. You're not ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best. Well, yes, she said she did, but I think you might have missed the bit about the dungeon. But Professor, what a view! You went too far, Sebastian. Petrificus totalis. Actually, I've already rescued one. Mr. Oakes was lucky. Ranrock's lot would never have freed him. A phoenix nest? I wonder if it belongs to the phoenix Natty mentioned, the one Harlow and the poacher pack are after. Wait. When you moved, the reflection turned in the direction of the light. Of course, traces of ancient magic. You can have a rest now. It's shameful what you've done to helpless beasts. Where is that venomous tentacular? This looks even more complex. Madame Navarro, how are you? Protego! Bowman Wright. Fun is a relative term. I had no idea. How awful. This stairwell looks promising. You said that you know that tower. What can you tell me about it? Back to Hogwarts. Wonder if they've missed me. These look like the ruins Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. Sir, surely I've proven myself. In light of what's happened, perhaps you should tell me everything now. But you're friends now. I'll know it when I see it. You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory. Sir, is everything all right? Expelliarmus! Understood. But why does Ominous have no love lost for his family? I'd like the room to feel natural and earthy, as though I'm outdoors. That one's gone dark. This will take more than one. The rooms go dark if I wait too long. A boiler door. How to open it? Finite. Past the river near the forest. I must be on the right track. We were around so many poachers in the tent. Were you not worried about being recognized? Challenge accepted then. Professor, may I have a moment of your time? I suppose a picnic in the Forbidden Forest could seem romantic to some. Professor Sharp was annoyed, but we sorted it out. No harm. Lumos! I need to find Mr. Oakes's wand. Where could it be? If that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you there. Serona said our interests may be aligned. Perhaps she was wrong. Opening all of these is tempting. Can't we just bypass off as a singer and go directly to the ministry? I need to get the reflections to follow the light. Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley? Professor, do you have a moment? Can't wait to explore a bit more myself. Seems the Highlands go on forever. Certainly looks to be the place. You know, small, furry, pilfering. I followed it to its lair. Yes, very well. I'll retrieve the relic if you promise to share Ranrock's plans with me. Levioso! This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful. I know from the memories I've seen that the Keepers and Isadora didn't see eye to eye on the use of ancient magic. Is everything all right? It almost seems as if it wants me to follow it. I need to find it before the poachers do. I don't suppose you've thought about keeping it, have you? I've enough to worry about collecting the ingredients he wants me to get. I'm afraid I can't help you. Imperio! Ominous. I realize it's a lot to take in. I'm not even sure I understand it all yet. And no, not like Quidditch. Sounds as if you're really outdoing yourself. If I'm able to help, I will. Fluxweed. Ready? Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle? Now, shall we see why the triptych led us here? I did it! And an Ashwinder, no less. Apologies, Professor. I suppose I do wonder about its relevance to us. I'd like to go with Natty. I have to believe that only a Slytherin would have been ambitious enough to get this far. Garneth, remind me again about your mooncalf, Biscuit. If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now. Sir, the trolls were wearing armour. It had that dark glow like the dragon collar. And the whole world awaits. Brilliant. An affinity for herbology is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it? There's the fountain. I'm getting closer. Could I use a spell to move some of these barrels? I don't think I'm ready for this just yet. Hello again, Mr. Cromwell. I gave it my all. I'd best be ready for whatever I may find down there. Yes. Find his keepers, I'm afraid. Sebastian. You're hurt. This may have been a bad idea. I know just the spell to repair this armor. Are you all right? This must be the entrance to the Hall of Herodiana. I'll try and look into it for you, Adelaide. We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word. This place is teeming with Ranrock's loyalists. I have to keep my wits about me. This must be the castle that Sylvanus Selwyn and his thieves are in. No, I think I'm ready to leave if you are. Better have a look around. See about the Horklumps and the box of letters. Thank you, I will. Another house token for the house chest. I hope astronomy's on my schedule. Sounds interesting. A journal entry by Isadora. Professor Fig! I'll go it alone. I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations. Were you worried I might not return? Why would Katrin come back to rob the hamlet if she'd already left? Madam Bugbrook, I found your unicorn friend Hazel. An unspeakable. What does an entire camp of Rookwood's thieves? I might need assistance. Professor! Thank you. Step aside, Ominous. Stay in place until we're out of sight. I have the moonstone you requested, Professor. One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play? Let's go. Beatrix Bloxham. It is true, but we handled it very well. Where did you want me to go? Hello, sir. You'll be pleased to know that I worked on my defensive magic with Professor Heckard. This must be the place. Don't suppose you can recommend a tome on how to handle a poltergeist? Seems you enjoy brewing. Might I assume that you've a talent for potions of all sorts? I should dismount here. First, let me thank you for what you did in the library. How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist. Reparo. I wonder who this is. She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts? Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward. Surely another spell could be used to mince daisy roots. Why learn this one? Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere. Expelliarmus. I'm glad Milo's daughter will have something to remember him by. As a matter of fact, I did. Professor Howard will never believe this. The Patronus charm. This must be the castle where Miss Coffee's Niffler ran away. Now to find a way inside. It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless. Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search. Expelliarmus! Not powerful enough. Perhaps Depulso will do. Very well. If I have time, I shall see where they lead. I'll head there now. There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. This is a bit more complicated. Glad I have you here. Where are we? The Troll Vanquisher. Suppose I did earn the title. I'm not sure where to start. I need to see how the room changes when I move in and out of the archway. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps another time. I do, Professor. That symbol has the same glow as the one I saw on the port key container. Imperia. You seem to be very determined in stopping Rookwood and Harlow. Why? It seems poor Mary was breeding spiders in her home for profit, and vastly underestimated their propensity to multiply. Sebastian! Over here! When I moved towards the glow, it suddenly seemed as if the ground was swirling about. Perhaps these blocks can be moved. Sounds like a good idea. Good luck, Adelaide. It was nice to meet you. What do you sell? Flipendo. One less thing for Officer Singer to worry about. All right. Thank you, Professor. I shall remember what you've told me. Time to change course. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own, and you should know that Rookwood is in league with Ranrock. Excuse me, Mr. Sallow. I've received your owl. I was able to speak with Lodgok, the goblin I mentioned before. If I have time, I can try to collect the heirloom watch, Mr. Adley. You will not take what is not yours! That room's called the Undercroft. Ah, well, I was exploring and then suddenly found myself in a strange passageway. What do you have for sale? Better show this to Lodgok. That's all the crates of Chinese chomp and cabbages. I'd better go and see Mr. Thistlewood's friend in Feldcroft. Here it is. The map that brought your doom, Jackdaw. Is there something beyond this room? How else did he expect Goblinkind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you. He did say that. He wants me to get more ingredients to brew another potion. I suppose I should do this a bit quicker. The Keepers believe that removing someone's ability to feel pain, it's a highly complicated, unpredictable form of magic. One that should be wielded with great care. If at all. Yes, Professor. Harlow knows that we saved Archie, and that we rescued Mr. Rabe. The letter didn't come from Mrs. Bickle, did it? That's how you do it. That enchanted crystallized stone again. But what could it be blocking? There, good as new. Well, that doesn't work. Professor, could you tell me how you and Natty ended up at Hogwarts? Where was Sebastian when you and Anne found him? What uses do magical materials have? You mentioned you overheard things. I don't know. But I found this floating above that basin. Care to try me? Reducto! That wasn't so difficult. Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed. Was Isadora inhaling painful emotions? Defender. OWLs. Owls. Two can play at this game. Why didn't you tell us it was just his skull? I'm ready to learn how to use the knapsack. Not my fault you're a deadly great spider. You have a new spell to teach me, Professor? I'll try my very best, Mr. Dunn. Where exactly are these snidgets allegedly hidden? No one at school's going to believe this. Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you had an idea. That's all I wanted to learn for now. Thank you. Not so tricky after all, Merlin. What do you have for sale? Come on, Hazel. I think I could guess how you died, but who did it to you? Are you in some sort of trouble? It's no Three Broomsticks, that's for certain. Sounds like Feldcroft's in trouble. Perhaps I should try to help. Ugh. I suppose I can do that. But why me? I take it you and your uncle are close. Professor Fig has encouraged me to explore when I can in, an effort to complete my field guide. And then we're abandoned. I'm glad to hear it. I'm not certain I needed all the extra assignments. Hello. You wanted to speak to me? Did it? Well, I suppose if looking for Tobbs also allows me to test my enchanted clothing, then I can do it. I'd say that I agree with you. I'm interested in the goblin rebellions of the past. Do you mind sharing more about your brooms? What precisely is the relic I'm to retrieve? I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming. Nothing lucky about it. This will be more useful when I have something to identify. Very well. I'll retrieve the book right away. What exactly happened to your father? I need to hurry things up. The runes have reset. You too, Amit. Ah, here we are. Reparo. But now we have the upper hand. We can prepare. Another note, perhaps a bit. I found a pensive that day in the restricted section with a memory that showed this house. There was a little girl and a drought. This must be the entrance to the hidden herbology corridor. Professor, I completed all of your most recent assignments. Sebastian, I received your owl. What's happened? Not that I recall. What are they? I know. Got it. I better watch my step in here. An unlocking charm. Can't say I'd recommend it, frankly. It's nice to meet you, Amit. I take it you like astronomy. I'm all right at the moment. Hello, Arthur. What was it we were going to do? Got it. Only 4 more to go. Have you heard what Ranrock and Rookwood are working on together? Just because those cabbages will chomp on a dummy doesn't mean they do the same on, say, a goblin. I am indeed. Perhaps one of these guards has the key. We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped. Thank you, Professor. How's your gran doing, by the way? I have a knack for this sort of thing, if I do say so myself. If I can meet your terms, I hope that you'll sell to me. The best upgrade yet. It flew beautifully, incredibly nimble. Why would Professor Mole conjure flying keys? I should follow the treasure to find that niffler. I'll put you back where you belong, in my field guide. You're right. I'd better see this through. Hello? There's a voice coming from that well. Crucio. Expelliarmus. I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps. I'll need to dismount if I keep going that way. I already have some, Professor. Pick them up in Hogsmeade. Just my luck. Troll. Knowing Amit, he's likely studied here. Can't the curse be broken? Goodbye, Ferdinand. Enjoy your new home. Into my field guide with you. Finite. Avada Kedavra. That's rather generous, isn't it? She did try to kill us the entire time. Any whispers of anything going about the town? Perhaps the healers don't know everything, sir. This mentions Inferi, and something about it being Bardolph's turn next. Matching the symbols did open it. It leads to the library. The restricted section, to be precise, and a bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map. Did that really happen, or are you simply being overdramatic? It's sealed. Very well. I shall let you know when I have some. Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot? I've seen that goblin before. What a horrible story. If you think I can help, I'll come with you. Reparo. I am, and I need to know what he and his loyalists are up to, so I can stay a step ahead. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something? Sebastian, look. I'm afraid I can't tell you, Lenora. This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it. I suppose I should watch for Gwenira. At night, apparently. Hello, Mr. Moon. Appears there's a bit more to do before I can get through that door. Very well. I'll bring you a Fupa feather. I have you on the run, but you can't escape. Now, to free Arn's carts. Confringo! I've seen that goblin before. I'd rather not go to Azkaban. Is there no other way to help? Interesting way to hide some treasure. Professor, where are you? It was exhilarating, wasn't it? I wasn't sure we were going to make it out alive. Why did the keepers want to keep Isadora quiet? Why destroy her portrait? I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe. Have you lived in Cragcroft all of your life? Can you tell me more about your great niece? You mean I'll actually be able to turn invisible? This is for Professor Fig! Understood. Perhaps we ought to inform Officer Singer of our plans. I thought I sensed a pattern here. You are a fierce one. I need to move the bones and make a bridge. I'm glad to have been of help. Flipendo! I do. A hidden door. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. Looks as if there's more than one way to enter. And a conversation with Bragbor in which she expressed frustration about the limits being placed on her use of ancient magic. Crucio. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds horrible. If you can't defend yourself, you'd be better off staying out of their way. I'm not giving you charity. Am I right in thinking you are unimpressed by divination? What does the Cruciatus curse do? I don't think I can tackle this just yet. Miss Willardsey, could you remind me what it is that you needed? Hello, Grace. What are you doing here? What exactly was the family heirloom that the thief stole? Where did you say the box of letters was again? Someone didn't want casual visitors down here. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Pippin. What are you doing out here? But what about curfew? How deep are we going? A map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now. I completed your assignments, Professor. I'm not so sure this is a worthwhile endeavour. Do the mer people even want to be liaised with? Do you have any idea why the goblins are attacking Feldcroft? Another shopkeeper? St. Mungo's? I think you should explain, Penny. A staircase leading here. Whatever for? You needn't threaten me. I'm not going to say anything about your Undercroft. Seems he's working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. We'll show these beasts who's in charge. I can assure you, Professor, I do. In fact, what you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. Why would the goblins target Feldcroft? The Richard Jackdaw. I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do. The Graphorn is somehow the key to opening the room. This Daedalian Keys challenge is coming along nicely. More traces of ancient magic. Something must be different. That's odd. Why would someone store one hat in here? It's my first time here. Sebastian mentioned something about your uncle being an ex-Aura, but refusing to go after Ranrock's loyalists. I'm very sorry to hear about your friend. Hexax. I need to find and destroy all of these before the situation gets even worse. I can use Accio on that platform below. I'm game for another round. Oh, she isn't making it easy. I gave the Hawk lumps to Mrs. Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find Sorona's box of letters. Mr. Moon, I've learned who's behind the demiguise statues. Thank you. I don't need any more of your time. Somewhere away from prying eyes. I hope we haven't kept you waiting long, Doran. Are you all right? The note advises to leave the relic alone. Then I shall go and rescue a Jobberknoll. We make a good team. Thank you, Professor. Yes, Professor. I'd like to know more about you, Mr. Radley. Of course. Rather good at this, aren't you? What is it? You're not a bad chap. For a Slytherin. Expelliarmus. Oh, and Penny. We'll be closing the shop by 9 o'clock every night. Ruins. What mysteries lie beyond your walls, I wonder? If I light the boiler, the door should open. Wingardium Leviosa. That's the last of them. Seems I was a match for Herodiana Byrne after all. Professor, what can you tell me about your work at the Ministry? It's nice to learn about another wizarding school. And we have to keep all of this from your uncle. If he goes to the headmaster, we could be expelled. Why are there so many vases around here? Pardon me, sir, but about those curious demiguise statues I've seen. In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it. We do have a choice. What good will it do to turn him in now? What's this? Penny, I found an item of clothing in the dungeon that I'd like to give you. When I said I wanted to look around, I didn't mean this. Everything's all right now. This must be where Bardolph was last seen before he disappeared. Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn more. Here's a page that's come out of my field guide. I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic. I'm afraid not. Why? What is it? That's new. Onwards, I suppose. Oh no, not this close to school. I meet Sebastian. A house elf named Scrope sent me. Said I might find a black family ring here. You and your concoctions. I don't know how you come up with these things. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later. Samantha, is everything all right?
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better!
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg. I confess that I'm surprised to hear Professor Weasley would ever do that sort of thing. Perhaps Accio would help. More crystallized stone. That must be the way back to the map chamber. It all seems clear to me now that we're here. It'll take more than this to stop the Lord of the Shore. What do you have for sale? So what is it you've been looking for? There is. I've seen symbols like these before. I need to find all of them, then cast at them quickly in succession. Sounds a bit dangerous. I'd rather not risk running into poachers again. I'm sorry about your sister. If there's anything I can do... Accio! Sir, those ruins... Do you think... You need the relic. I don't suppose you'd like to start from the beginning. I think Poppy and I could use that. Poachers. I need to be careful. We need to be careful. As I'm sure you know, not all goblins are as friendly as Lodgok, to say the least. And you think this relic might be able to save Anne. You distract. I get the key. Understood. Yes, Professor. This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it? One more down. Here's a welcome surprise. Thank you. I shall work on collecting items for the shop's inventory. Flipendo! I understand. Leave it to me, Deke. I'll find Tobbs for you. Now, where would I find the dried billywig stings for Gareth? You're a loyal girl, Highwing. Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for? Sebastian acted rashly, but he acted out of instinct to save Anne. What is it you sell, Madame Navarro? What do you mean?
Chewing with your mouth open? Where are your manners?
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories. I know we had to do it to open the scriptorium, but it's not something I'd want to repeat. I need to time this just right. Well, we're here. We might as well have a look. Grace, what was it you needed my help with? I wonder what Archie saw. I hope he didn't see Harlow kill his father. That platform is just out of reach. Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry about your father, Miss Moffat. Could you remind me what you needed me to do again, please? It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to. What do you sell here? Pardon me, sir. How can you be kidnapped when you're right here?
I hear you're getting quite good at those concoctions you brew.
I suppose I should try to find all the vases. The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. A map. I wonder where it leads. I suppose I know what happened to Mary Portman now. She was breeding the spiders. Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. It is all a bit much, isn't it, when you put it like that? The point is, we both have good reason to search this house. Nice to meet you, Ominous. Sebastian, this house did belong to a Hogwarts professor, hundreds of years ago. Sounds as if she needs rescuing. I know the perfect place. Seems as if I should hang something there. Well done, Poppy. This did end up being the right cave after all. Still up for that broom contest? Revelio. I am, Professor. What do you have for sale? Avada Kedavra! Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Before the witch from the last pensive, Isadora, became a Hogwarts professor, she argued with Professor Rackham about using magic to remove pain. She's all right. She said she was going to rest. There must be something here that I need. I'm ready. I would like the room to feel as if it's being lit by the moon. Do your parents know about the things you do now? Saving that dragon from the fighting ring, for instance. I don't think you realise the trouble I went to retrieving the watch. Perhaps you can sell it for the girls' supplies. Thank you for telling me about your sister, Professor. There was a doorway hidden within the portrait. Excuse me, sir. Are you all right? A rune spore. I should probably turn back. Mrs. Rabe, I have a few more questions, if you don't mind. I'm glad I was able to get it right the first time. I shall wait to hear from you then. Pardon me, but can you point me to the rubbish? The Ashwinder. Making this spin ought to raise that platform. That must be it. I see. A staircase straight ahead. How does crosswands work exactly? I think that's a fine idea. Information is power. I wish I could say the same. Here's the fupa feather you wanted. Diving into the lake sounds like an adventure. Tell me more. Perhaps I can only move objects while I'm on the other side of the archway. I'm afraid I haven't yet, sir. This box should help me reach the ledge. Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails? That hideaway does sound intriguing. Perhaps I should investigate. For Rococo's sake. Any beasts that the room can't hold? Perhaps you should have. Poppy, something's going on behind you. Thank you, Professor Bakar. I shall see you back in the map chamber. Wingardium Leviosa. Looks like another pensive up ahead. And that appears to be a giant statue of Professor Rackham. What exactly are the rumours about my journey to Hogwarts? Hello, Miss Coffee. How are you? I suppose so. Oh yes, Professor. Please continue. I thought that Merlin and the tales about King Arthur's court were a myth. Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne. Well, good luck with it. It was nice to meet you, Cressida. Hello again. Can you help me? Out of Wiggenweld potions. Professor, do you have time to chat? What's happening? Go on. Actually, he's taken a liking to me, so I've decided to keep him. I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle. I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time. A sense of adventure? I like to think that I'm not afraid of anything. Need to get that platform closer. But how? Professor Fig! Yes, but why does that matter to you? Very well. Let's go. How far did that portkey take us? Hurry! Did you hear that goblin? Imperio. Mount Greylock. It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there. He was certainly a charmer. Evanesco. Let's go! Good, Kneasel. Flipendo. I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprossel. You wanted to see me, sir? Professor, may I ask you something? Perhaps another time. Mr. Adley, I retrieved the heirloom pocket watch from Milo's body. Nothing this way, but more danger. There must be another way to find you. Only teasing. We had an arrangement. An astronomy table. Should prove useful once the sun's down. A phoenix nest. I wonder if it belongs to the phoenix Natty mentioned. The one the poacher pack are after. A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about. I'm so sorry, Mr. Dunn. She was an innocent victim. Oh, give it a chance. You might grow to like it. Wingardium Leviosa. Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted. I see Doran finally convinced you to leave the Snidgets. I'm so sorry. But I'm glad you know that you can at least try to move on now. Deke, the quaffle. 8 legs is simply too many. Mr. Barnes, about that venomous tentacular you wanted me to get. Good. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair. And the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well, surely this changes things. Ranrock has Bragbor's journals and knows where the final repository is. Were you calling me, Gareth? Let's just learn what we can and get out. Let's get you back to the room. Deke's going to be pleased. Is that Inferius wearing a woolly jumper? That must be Bardolph. Could have done better. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand. Ah, good for Mr. Weeks. No. How did you do this, Jackdaw? Is the headless hunt dangerous? Hello, sir. I'm looking for... Of course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime. Hello, how are you? I wonder what this does. Your husband's friends may be in danger. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, they've also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble. It's not that I'm not interested. And you can certainly trust me if you want to tell me anything. I don't know why Gryffindors get credit for bravery. We Slytherins are teeming with it. Another page for my field guide. Brilliant. What do you have in store for me this time? It was all right, but honestly, I find the beast's unpredictability unnerving. Oh, Depulso. Come on then, poachers. Let's see how the Lord of the Shore feels about his neighbourhood being invaded. Well, it's been nice talking and competing with you. Last time we were here, this place was crawling with spiders. How did you... Everything all right? I play by intuition, natural skill and all that. It seems as if that might come in handy. I was trying to beat him at his own game. Professor, could you remind me of the purpose of the assignments you set for me? I need to wake up that rune over there. Lumos, you are going to help me. Hello, Arthur. Thought you might like to know that my map led to a doorway hidden within a portrait. Professor, I was wondering where you're from. What's your background? Sopophorus bean. Alohomora. How much did you hear? It's you, Mrs. Rabe. I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him. I do have some questions about Ranrock and the helmet. The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic. I think this might be where I dived to reach the mer people. Hopefully not much longer. Brilliant. I could just burn you and be done with it. Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand. Hello, Deke. Is this the clearing you mentioned? Perhaps it's under the platform. Penny, I have what I hope will be good news. Officer Singer confirmed that ownership of the shop has now transferred to me. I choose Cladwell and Brewster. Egbert the Egregious. Was it due to a particular interest in potions? What were you thinking? I am conserving my energy. Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other 2 friends. You quickly made the choice to protect me. Assignment's all finished. For a moment there I thought that'd never end. You call that dueling? I need those pages, so I suppose I'd better meet you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor. The room is full of possibilities. Each side is different somehow. I need your help, friend. She was just good at casting a spell. No wonder I've never heard of her. They seem to be. Mr. Haggerty, can you remind me what we spoke about? It was nice meeting you, Sebastian. I'll let you get back to your book. Could be some of Ranrock's loyalists in there. Best be careful. Depulso. Perhaps. I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. I believe that Gryffindor is a better fit for me. Hello, Cressida. I collected your books, including your diary. That went rather well. Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it. I suppose so. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest. I came as soon as I could. Another puzzle. Well, if Jackdaw could solve this, so can I. Perhaps some light will lead these moths to the door. I need to find a safe way across. Hello, I don't believe we've met. We'll see, won't we? Till next time. Goodness. Not a party to attend by myself. I told him we ought to give you this chance. That the relic is too important to ignore. Merlin was such a fascinating person. Your wife's work sounds intriguing. I'll have to get those up there somehow. Wingardium Leviosa, perhaps? A journal entry. Isadora was here. Have you ever had a pet, Arthur? Evanesco. I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders. Just tell me where I need to go. Basil Flack. Yes, Professor. How did you end up at Hogwarts after working for your former master? One page at a time. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage. It seems as though you were on good terms with him. We'll soon see how I fare, won't we? I'm ready. Any plan you had to train that thing was doomed. He tried to kill me the entire time, but she warned us to stay out of it. Was rather adamant about it. Mr. Dunn? I have some news. If Natty couldn't summon Mr. Abe's wand from her cell, it must be blocked by something. Well, my feet didn't turn into beets. That's a good start. Poppy, where are you taking me? Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him. I suppose I'm not allowed up there. I see a platform below. I wonder if I could use it. An old coin. Perhaps Nellie knows what it means. My studies. Yes, sir. What's this? I suppose they could prove useful outside of the greenhouse. Nothing wrong with a bit of backup, even if it is from a cabbage. Oh, Merlin's beard, what's that smell? Stupefy, Expelliarmus, Avada Kedavra. We can. But perhaps best not to tell anyone else about this for now. Even ominous. Well, I've done it, Penny. The shop is mine. I should investigate. Oh, could the Phoenix be in there? Away, Highwing! Away! Another ancient magic passageway to the Undercroft. The final piece to the triptych must be here. What do you have for sale? Mr. Weeks, I was able to set a record on my broom. Expulso. What will I learn in Charms class? Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them. What if I took you to the Hog's Head instead? I've heard such nice things. Another boiler. But it's not boiling. Well, surrounding the Moonstone with birds that can drive people mad would certainly be one way to keep it safe. For now, though, I need to get back to the map chamber and tell Fig what happened. You're a researcher. It rides well. Does get a tad shaky at top speed, and the handle wobbles a bit when I hit a strong gust of wind. I'd love to hear about how you and Highwing met. You're not going to make this easy, are you? Amit, could I ask you something? Of course, Professor. The beasts are safer now. Thank you. It did sound like fun. I shouldn't have been so concerned with getting in trouble. Miss Coffee, I found your Niffler. It was only a training dummy. Well said, Professor. Not quite. Can you tell me more about these courses? I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back. What a horrible story. You seem perfectly fine, not a scratch. You don't need any Wiggenweld potion. Professor Sharp, could I ask you about my extra assignments? Half finished, but I need to destroy all of the exacts. Well, here it is. The Hall of Herodiana. Better go inside and find those puzzles. Sebastian, we have to go. I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best. Where to next? A reservoir of ancient magic. Downstairs, near the entry. Thanks for this. Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught. Pumpkins. Ah, I think I know just the place. All right, Biscuit. Let's get you back to Garniff, shall we? I'll try to go and see her when I can. I'm looking forward to exploring Hogwarts and the world beyond the castle and grounds. Perhaps I should try casting Lumos near that moth. I wondered if I could ask you how you came to Hogwarts. He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride. Could this be Mr. Oakes' campsite? Levioso. There we go. Let's see how you like it. How do I get back up there? So, about the contract, I should use disillusionment. That eye won't see a thing. I managed to free your carts fairly easily. What will you tell them about Mr. Osric's death? Those candles must be important. What kinds of things would I be able to sell in the shop? How do you track a dragon long after she's gone? This book contains potion recipes. Ranrock's loyalists. Just ahead. Should I take them by force or be discreet? I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming. I can try and find some for you if I have the time. But what is it? The Phoenix. Unless we can find another passageway to the Undercroft. Let's have a look around. That must have been frustrating for you. Professor Shah. I'm interested in learning more about astronomy. I should ask Sirona at the Three Broomsticks about the goblin she was talking to the day of the troll attack. But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers? This isn't quite right. I'd best keep searching. Why don't you just get Rococo back yourself? Well done. You certainly know what you're doing. Must you continue spinning things? One nudge and that chest might have fallen. You sound as if you could use some help. And the crumbling tower. The spot on the map should be directly south of here. Wingardium Leviosa. Really? Like what? Depulso. I'm flattered to hear that. Sebastian's not a bad duelist either. Professor, you received my owl. Ranrock has the last of Bragbor's journals. He killed Lodgok to get it. He knows where the last repository is. I'm sorry about your mooncalf, Mr. I'll be back here soon enough. If I could lift this platform, I think I could get it to work. Delivering those potions was a bit more work than I'd expected. I'd like an additional fee. I should be going now. Thank you. Brilliant. Count me in. Not at the moment, I'm afraid. Revelio will show me where she was taken. You must have some experience battling evil forces in the world. Please. I was trying to defend him. He was clear that this was a secret place and I was to tell no one. He's a good friend. If you're setting things on fire, then perhaps you ought to rethink your choices. What did he ask you to do? Professor, I'm glad to see you. I have to say, I enjoyed that. I should be going now. Thank you. There's that glow again, like the glow on the portkey container. Just who is Astoria Cricket, and what would she want with your frame? How would you know? What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential? I suppose I should start at the forest, north of the hamlet. Why can't you get the demiguise moons yourself? A troll on the loose near a hamlet. That could be devastating. Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off? Reparo. What did that burst of magic do? Perhaps I should examine things from both sides of the archway. We're being watched. By a door. That's one egg sac destroyed. I should get the rest. Don't mind me, owls. I'm just here to help a friend. Now, where are those statues? Was it Sirona Ryan? I've seen a wall like this before. It must be the way back. Toujours pure. What happened to Asuka? Did she burn her broom as well? That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here. If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud. Reducto! Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is. A cavern within a cavern. I'm intrigued. I did, and I followed them into the forest, but I'm afraid there was nothing to see. Professor? The Inferi. They're everywhere. Why would someone have built this here? I see how this goes. Where can I find Jackdaw's head? Oh dear. A shame for him, but it worked out well for you. Descendo. I find it truly intriguing, even if I don't fully understand it. I'm sorry to hear that your pet is missing. Revelio. She was difficult to track down, but I managed in the end. I did. I hope it makes your father happy. Where is he? That must have done something. Best have a look around. How are you doing, Sebastian? Has Ranrock's lot ever attacked you like this before? I wonder if I can move that platform somehow. Professor Weasley wanted to speak with me after class. I see you, little flying key. It's a good thing Jackdaw didn't fall down there. Locked. Damn. They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. I'm afraid I'm not keen on mucking about at the bottom of lakes. Hello, sir. Might you have some time to talk? There could be goblin loyalists in here. About the bells, Evangeline. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig's asked that I not speak of it yet. Very well. You've convinced me. We have seen that view before. The abandoned home in Felcroft, the destroyed painting. It was her. What makes you so sure the symbol is where the Snidgets are? Thank you, Helen. I shall do my best. Viros Iticerum. A dirical? What's that? Avada Kedavra. There's nothing like a meal prepared by a house elf. Rookwood Castle. Oh, hello. Ominous, isn't it? I believe you have potions together. And herbology? Chin up, Leander. Keep practicing and you'll get better. She mentioned dark magic in the Ashwinders. Has her imagination got the best of her? I have a rare ability to see whispers of ancient magic. The beasts around here can sleep a bit easier now. Hello, madam. Is everything all right? I'm sorry to hear that. But how do you benefit if I find the pages? I received your owl. Where's Sebastian? Might be a bit dangerous for a broom trial. I'll see what I can do.
Crucio!
Richard Jackdaw? Right. What did you hope would happen? Professor, I have some questions about conjuration. You know him better than I do. I'm just pleased to have done as well as I did. I did. In order that I have a successful shop with lots of customers, would you agree to causing chaos only after 9 o'clock in the evening? I'm sorry. What do I need to do? Doesn't look like anyone's been down here in ages. Best keep moving. It looks stunning, Lodgok. I see why you wanted it back. What am I to do, Professor Fitzgerald? This isn't going well.
Descendo!
Stupefy. We're not alone. Here are the potions you requested. I have the dried billywig stings. Now back to Gareth. There they are. She wasn't making it up. Away! The Grey Lady. I'd say hello, but she doesn't seem particularly social. Actually, I might come back later. I imagine the desk of description will come in handy. Wait, is that the hippogriff from my treasure map? I must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains and those pages. Sounds versatile. I'm afraid he's joined the Ashwinders and has no interest in returning. What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted in goblin silver. You're back! And to think muggles only use these for sweeping. These look familiar. Hello, Mr. Dibble. I had a few more questions, if you don't mind. How do you collect the items you sell? Your poor sister. What an unfortunate situation for your family. What did you need me to help you with, Miss Coffee? The Wizard's Council. This place can't have belonged to only Isadora. Why did Army tell Madame Scribner that they were your books? This must be the last artifact. I still have no idea what these are meant for. Felix Felicis. Sebastian! Come on! Perhaps I'm heading the wrong way. I suppose you could call it eventful. I certainly wasn't expecting a troll attack. Thank you, Miriam. For everything. I can't let him leave. Hidden herbology corridor. Sounds intriguing. How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case? Now to get out of this blasted place. That's no ordinary sheet of paper. If I could power it somehow, it looks like it could be rotated. And one for you, Professor Weasley. Impressive. That must be where all this leads. Well, you took the fall for me. And that counts for something. Where is Clagmar Castle? Where are we meeting, Sebastian? Perhaps I need to be on the same side of the arch as the statue to see him. Professor. I seem to be collecting bits of stone when I vanish these objects. I can take Hazel back to a vivarium now. I should let Madame Bugbrook know she's safe. Sounds versatile, albeit a little dangerous. I suppose that's why it's so useful. I should use Reparo on this broken armor. Flipendo! It looks as if a way out has appeared in one of the rooms. Finite. Incendio! Why didn't you tell me this before? After all our time together, I'm getting a knack for these time trials. That's what Professor Rackham meant when he spoke of my needing an ability to interact with beasts. You did what you had to do. How about a taste of your own power? I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be? Professor Fig told me to keep things quiet, but I know I can trust you, Natty. Thank you for humouring me. Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones. Bombarda! No, darker. I saw that same glow on the dragon's collar. What sorts of things do you sell?
Evanesco.
Rookwood? I know. Depulso should set this spinning. Hello again, Mr. Weeks. I set a new record at the South Course. Slow down now. There we go. Not much for the cold, are you? Another boiler. Crafty goblins. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Nice to meet you too, Madam Twiddle. If I could summon that platform to me, I could likely get on it. Hello, Deke. Can you remind me how to use the knapsack? How gracious of you. Here you are. Yes, Professor. Of course. Now, which way is the common room? I suppose if that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you at the forest. A single slipper. I believe I need to use Accio on the pile of bones. Not at all. I was, merely interested in learning more about the Aura program. I saw Professor Sharp's Aura badge and was intrigued. Once again, we could fight our way through, or be discreet. I should be going now. Thank you. I understand. Thank you, sir. It's no wonder Anne never found that clue. And now back to the face of stone and tendrils.
Depulso.
A journal entry of Isadora's. I should hold on to this. That solves that. What should I be doing right now? Sylvana Selwyn? I thought Victor Rookwood headed up the Ashwinders. You're no match for us. She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. Why didn't you exonerate her? Gobstones. Sounds like a fun challenge. And, according to the house elf that came with the shop, she has done this sort of thing before. Repeatedly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen. It was nice to meet you, Samantha. Good luck with your Dittany. I can only imagine how his new recipe's going to turn out. I hear them. Oh no! The room's starting to flood. If that's the only way I can convince you to give me that book, then let's get it over with. Expelliarmus! What is Felix Felicis? A potion? Does it get any more cosy than Hogsmeade? The armband that guard was wearing was glowing. Keeping things from Gran, are we? Vanquisher? Not everyone does. Stone walls do a prison make, sometimes. So we have to get Anne to the catacomb and then conduct a sacrifice. Seems risky. Pantagruel. Yes, sir. Moths. Curious. If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me? I'd like the room to feel mysterious and eerie, as if I'm in the Forbidden Forest, surrounded by shadows. Strange to think one could be led by butterflies. How do I know you won't go to the librarian and blame this all on me? Madame Beaumont, I do have some news of your brother. Now to find out what happened here. That sounds a rather complicated way to simply avoid carrying your books. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. Mr. Weeks and I do make a good team. Venite. Ulick Gamp. I wonder where they're going. Evanesco. That's right. You wanted to speak with me. There's something intriguing about that tree. I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine. Impressive labyrinth. I wonder what's at the centre. I am. Sebastian and I met on my first day at Hogwarts, in the Slytherin common room. I'm not lucky, I'm simply better than you. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later. Took him long enough. What a horrible tale, Deke. I'm so sorry. I quite like the idea of an authentic Mermish artifact. I'm tempted to keep it myself. This place has seen better days. Good. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair. And you should know that Rookwood is in league with Ranrock. Perhaps I'll find more Horklumps while I'm there. Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled. Indeed. I only hope we'll have enough space for all of them. Madame Beaumont, I believe I have some news of your brother. What went on here, I wonder? Never good to be caught with no Wiggamore potion. I'd like the room to be warm and comfortable, as if I'm floating inside a mug of butterbeer. That's right. Our meet. Where did you say that telescope was? I think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's. Your gift from the Merpeople was exactly where they said it would be. Eldridge Diggory's portrait in the common room told me about his great niece, Helen. Not a headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this. How about some sightseeing? Bombarda! How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist? Ugh, empty. Venite. I'm glad you told me. This Niffler's a tricky one. I don't think I can do this now. Best to come back. How does anyone other than a house elf manage to get around in here? I'm not sure I follow, Professor. Why was that? Yes. An unsuccessful shop would be bad for nearby businesses, I'd imagine. Now then, I'll need you to come with me. Why not, I say? What sort of change? Ha! Your faith in me is overwhelming. You're sorely mistaken if you think I'm going to fail. Stop, Sebastian! Hold on! Hello, Mr. Pippin. You need help with a delivery. How many Inferi are there? Lord Gok did mention that Ranrock is searching for something, but he couldn't say what. I'm so sorry. What happened to them? Those references in the book seem promising. Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it. Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found. This could be the Acromantula cave Mr. Adley mentioned. Lumos. I need to find a way up that ledge. I see something up ahead. Biscuit is clearly not safe with you, and I know how to protect her. My collection of field guide pages is coming along. We don't have a choice. Accio, forgive me. I was sure you must have been raised in the countryside. What do you have for sale? Should be, Professor. Are potions really that versatile? I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor. I'll be dueling solo. I'm not quite ready yet. A friendly goblin. He wants no part in Ranrock's fight. The Grim, if you saw one, is an omen. Omens don't attack you, so I doubt an invisibility potion will do you much good.
When I witness what passes for magic in these halls, I simply mourn for the future of the wizarding world.
In that case, all right. Here's the heirloom watch. I'll find you at the tower as soon as I can. Ominous cares. So much so that he told me to use Imperial on him. It was brave, Sebastian. You clearly care more about Anne than your uncle ever did. This must be what all the fuss was about. Oh, behind the rock. There's the symbol. Why would you enter into such an agreement? Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped? If you're right about this place, then we should make our way there. I know Ominous. Met him in our common room. I've noticed he uses his wand to navigate the castle. It looks a bit broken. Perhaps I can try Revelio. That was an interesting class. Natty, what's going on? Why are we all the way out here? Nice to meet you, Sir Nicholas. I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all. Hello again, Mr. Moon. I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto. How many statues are there to find? That pillar is blocking the path. I'll need to move it. Tell me more about what needs to be done, Professor. It looks as if Tobbs was here some time ago. He must have headed deeper into the cave. Not at all. I need to speak to Richard Jackdaw. Sir Patrick said his head might be around here somewhere. If only Professor Fig could have seen that. Perhaps. It depends upon your terms. Not an entanglement we need right now. Yes, she used to be an Aura. Well, she took me to Azkaban to meet Anne Thisbe. It's well disguised. What's your step? I should think you'd be a bit weaker by now. Stupefy. Yes, sir. I suppose it must seem that way. I'm not sure it's justified. It's often been a matter of circumstance. What are Armita and I to do again? I want to learn the curse, and I think it's best if I cast it on you. Both Anne and your uncle seem genuinely convinced that nothing more can be done for her. Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall? That's it for Selwyn. I should go and see Madame Olivier back in Cragcroft about that bounty. This isn't good. I'm sorry to hear that. This is rather fun. I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, and we'll need to bring the book. It doesn't work like that. To access each of these memories, I have to complete a trial. It's not as easy as you think. I don't have anything for this at the moment. I did. And because Jackdaw had followed the map they contained, when I found the pages, I found the location on the map. Expulso! No, it's not. It's the Hog's Head. I'm sorry to say that I haven't found any more of those statues. Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down. It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse. Confringo. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they? This is quite a hideaway. What a dreadful lot. I need to wait. Hello, Miss Ryan. I wanted to thank you again for your help with Rookwood and Harlow the day of the troll attack. That's a good idea. We need to see this through. Is this Mr. Bickle's home? I couldn't have done it without your help, Deke. Thank you. I know a den of beasts when I smell one. Stupefy. It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard. Why me? I don't have time for another quiz at the moment. How can I raise the box? We're making progress. He was called away by Black at the last moment. I suppose I could wait to get a note from him, but... Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set? Thank you, Professor. This can't be it. Must be a way through. Yes! I had to destroy a number of large vases, and that seemed to activate some sort of charm on the statue. Oh, no, you don't. Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you. But of course! Sebastian, there you are. I need to move the blocks into place to jump this gap. Depulso! The others. Pardon me, Professor. What am I supposed to do with the Dittany seeds? We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more. Mr. Moon does a good deal for the school, and he's taught me a lot. He's terrified of those statues. Going for a swim? In theory. What are they protecting? That's it. Hello, Lucan. I'd like to practice with the training dummy. Arresto momentum. Whatever it is, it had better have to do with Snidgets. Enough, Ranrock. It was never yours. Speaking of the vault, do you think that Ranrock is working with any of the goblins at Gringotts? We wouldn't have it any other way, Archie. Now let's get you home. We know a safe way back. Brilliant. The first piece of the puzzle. That's all the flying for now. Petrificus Totalis! I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience. If you don't mind, I'd prefer to just forget about it. The treasure must be nearby. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Professor. You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went? It just looks like a helmet to me. Glad to have got something after defeating those Inferi. What do you have for sale? I can imagine that would be rather frustrating. I know just the spell to pull that free. Match wits. Just to sign a contract. I'd like to have those pages if you don't mind. Thanks for this. Sebastian! We're ready. Professor Weasley seems quite knowledgeable, so I'm not surprised to hear she'd do that sort of thing. But Hogsmeade was just attacked, Professor. The Scottish Highlands. He destroyed so many lives and he wouldn't have stopped. I'm glad I was able to put an end to him. And no one to share in my victory. Someone died here. Professor Weasley. The room changes when I move in and out of the archway. Sebastian, that relic you mentioned. I need to steal its magic. Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office? Stupefy. Please go on. Perhaps another time. High Wing is nice company, but perhaps it's time to add a few more friends to your circle. Perhaps it was your dealings with Fruipers that led you to the precarious idea of stocking diracles. Well, that wasn't ideal. It seems this may help us both. I shall do it. Is it all right for students to wander into the kitchens? Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have. The key will help me get back in here. It sounds as if her astrolabe is just northeast of the dock. I should dive down and see. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizardkind. We have no time to waste. And yes, it is. As I'm sure you suspect, there is a bit more to all of this. I wonder if there are more of these. Remarkable. Nothing to identify. For now, at least. I see good things. After all, the future's mine for the taking. And I shall take what I must. I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened. Hello, Lucan. I'm ready for practice. Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land. There's Selwyn. I wonder if I can pull his guards away. I've already caught at least one of them. I wasn't sure what they were for. The bridge Jackdaw mentioned. I must be going the right way. You've intrigued me. Very well. Lead the way. Ugh. Shame you're so foul. I have the Niffler. Now to look for the Haggerty family heirloom. Simply marvellous. Goblins and wizard kind will never trust each other. Wait, did you say most professors are firm but fair? There you are. You were in such a state when you left. Another gate. The passage ends here? There must be another way through. Oh, that's done something. Hello, Grace. Can I help you? Faster, High Wing! How many more of these mannequins are there? What is it? Well, it wasn't easy. But I believe in you, Sebastian. I've had a sense about you since that first day in Defense Against the Dark Arts. Who's Barnabas the Balmy? The Order of Merlin. I hadn't realised that you and Professor Black were, students here together. Very well. I'll see what I can do. Shame nobody saw that. Yes! And then I had to find Richard Jackdaw's head in the pumpkins so that he'd tell me about how he died. This drill stands between us and him. We need to move it. Why would I do this? Seems all risk and no reward. What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card. I don't see a way to open the door. He didn't want you to identify him. Trust me, Leander. I was imagining it the entire time. Troll! I understand. I'll see what I can learn about the missing pages while you're gone. Thank you, Sirona. We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do. Ranrock is working with Rookwood. Trouble's brewing and I'm without my friends. Ominous. I hadn't imagined we'd end up trapped like this. You really oughtn't have said that. Excuse me, madam. Yes, sir. My spells are having no effect on the dragon. Why would you steal Mr. Ollivander's family wand? Perhaps I should go the other way. What happened? A demiguise. Getting there. Just a few more hawk lumps to harvest. Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realise. Seems simple enough. I'll do it. I barely follow myself, and I was there. Anyway, we ended up in an ancient vault where we found a map. That map leads to the restricted section. Hufflepuff would be a better fit for me. What was the glowing strand that Isadora pulled from her father's chest? I did. I found something that I can't identify floating above the last pensive. No sign of Lodgok out here. He must be inside already. That's incredibly nice of you. Ah, yes, the magical bird. Can disappear when it senses danger. That looks like a different room through the archway. The name makes sense now. And the secrecy. A pile of gold. I must be on the right track. It looks as if the thief took more than they could carry. Where should I look for more demiguise statues and moons? I do, but not all goblins are... I'll look after you. I might need something that can push a bit harder to open this up. Who'd think an enormous castle could feel like home? I need to find a way into the gatehouse to open the gate for Natty. You needn't threaten me. I'm not going to say anything about your Undercroft. So this is the Underground Harbour. You seem to think I might have heard of the Bath Pinch Smedleys. Why would I know your family? I heard a goblin refer to wizard kind as wand carriers. Are goblins forbidden from carrying wands? Defendo! Ha! Good. I've got this. We are, and we were glad to help. Wasn't it difficult to leave your home? Hello, Penny. I had some questions about the shop. Best keep that little maneuver between us, Highwing. I could do with a bit more light. There we go. Professor Sharp's class. Yes. Huh. The location marked on the map isn't far from here. There's the Hogwarts Express! Must be returning from an unscheduled run. No time like the present. I don't know, Mr. Ollivander. Perhaps Professor Fig overestimates my abilities. It may be too late for that. I'm afraid Harlow's already after us. An encampment. This must be it. I certainly hope that's a good thing. Penny, you're free. You can do anything you've ever wanted to. That sounds like a very good idea. Natty, is everything all right? Stupefy. They're showing me the memories in a particular order. Hello, Ominous. Do you have a moment? He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help? Of course. Ominous spoke to me about his family when we first met. To say that he has no love lost for them is an understatement. Time itself. I never would have imagined such a thing. Quiz. For now. What is it? What's so dangerous about the Ashwinders? What is it about the Mer people that interests you so much? Sir, where are we? Imperial. It is a little strange we haven't heard anything from them. You can't run forever, Ranrock. Good. Ranrock clearly knows more than we thought. We need to be careful and do this right, not just go charging in. Not so powerful now, are you, Ranrock? I suppose I can understand wanting to move on from all that you went through with the Tengu. Perhaps another time. Surely he can't be that terrible, can he? Surely she'll be pleased you've gone after the Snidgets. What's this all about? Your notes mentioned the book I found in the restricted section. Natty must be around here somewhere. Yes, I am. I've always wanted to own a shop. I wonder what happened to them. I said I'm taking responsibility, Sebastian. Do you want the relic or not? Sir Agravain, I need to retrieve that note. And Ranrock's after something I found at Gringotts. I'll do whatever I can. I think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have this back. Why would I do that? If you really wanted this, then perhaps you should have fetched it yourself. Thanks, Lucan. You've been a great help. I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional. Is that one of those keys? Not at all. I'm choosing to see it all as one big adventure. But if she was using the Undercroft, and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space? You can cast spells without a wand. I should be going now. Thank you. Smashing. Natty has spoken of your move. She was quite kind to me my first day here, in Charms. I've completed all of my tasks, Professor Onai. It looks to be rather a mess. Why haven't other tenants been able to make a go of it there? I shall look forward to it. His wand. I think we're going to be a bit distracted from runes for a moment. Where do you suppose your wife got the port key that brought us here? I need to avoid those. Shame I didn't have an audience for that one. Is there any way to reposition this archway? Past the ruins. I'm on the right track. It's all right, Mr. Oakes. I've dealt with these goblins before. No, they didn't. Rookwood and Harlow are after me. Where are we, Deke? Professor, do you have a moment? Sirona has been a good friend to me as well. In fact, I retrieved a box of letters from Mrs. Sprottle for her. Another successful flight. I should let Mr. Weeks know. I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. What do you have for sale? I wish all Slytherins could talk to snakes. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. It sounds as if your experience as a student was less than ideal. I hope Miss Coffey appreciates this. What was it you needed, Mr. Pratt? Now that I think about it, Puffskein Dunkeen, I think I shall keep this. You need to overcome your cowardice. What a wonderful place. Is it really that difficult to cast non-verbally? That's Victor Rookwood. Professor Weasley called him an unsavoury local. Surrounded by grandeur. Should have known a herbologist would use Devil's Snare. Crucio. After you, Professor. Now that it's night, I ought to look into this thievery business for Mr. Haggerty. It is. The reflection's still there, but the statue's positions don't match. Do you think your uncle would tell anyone at the Ministry about all of this if he found out? That should reverse the curse. Hopefully. I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Just one left. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas. I could keep an eye out for the thief, sir. We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. I don't know. I see. Can I regain resources by vanishing something I've already conjured? How did you come to live here in Cambridge? I've taken full responsibility. You have my word. I'm not sure that's such a good idea. The poachers seem a dangerous lot. That did the trick. Can you tell me what the Dirical Den looks like? I have some good news, Mr. Haggerty. I unmasked your thief. Why is this door locked? I'd like to be able to talk to snakes. Seems quite a challenge finding an Occamy in the mountains. That does seem strange. Sounds as if they're planning something. It's my pleasure. You deserve it. Hello, Sebastian. The bludger. Well, there was a troll in the tomb. Revelio. Glaciers. Whatever it was, it made very little sense. I was wondering how you decided to teach divination. Look out! Another troll! This one's worse than the last two! I'm glad you're here to help me. He does seem a bit cross with you. I'll speak with him. So far, so good. Nearly there. Best keep my wits about me. Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise. I suppose that makes sense. I wonder what casting Accio on that ring atop the painting would do. I ought to look into this thievery business for Mr. Haggerty once night falls. I did my best. But Tobbs? Tobbs? Deke sent me. Are you in here? What sort of stand? Who knew all of this was going on right beneath our feet? The what keys? How can we help? Actually, I might know of someone. I saw Serona at the Three Broomsticks speaking to a goblin once. They seemed friendly. Can I remove an item I've conjured? There will be hardship, I'm sure of it. But I see triumph in the end. It has all been a pleasure, Poppy. Do try and stay out of trouble. Of course. Behold. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame. I'm looking forward to meeting my professors and learning all I can at Hogwarts. I should see this through and find the Slytherin house chest. Hello. Nice to see you again. It was a bit trickier than the others, but I have a mooncalf now. Perhaps the next symbol is hidden somewhere. You certainly are a magnificent beast. Don't worry, Mrs. Rabe, I can take care of myself. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned. That has to be the end up ahead. I actually met her and she introduced me to her work. I'm involved in it now as well. I think I'll just have a look around for now. What did you need help with again? There ought to be something around here to help cross the gap. Flying tips and a jaunt around Hogwarts. This is quite the tour, Everett. Now here's a welcoming sight. If I arrange the archway correctly, I should be able to move the pillar and clear the path. I'm not sure about this. I can't imagine they're fond of being surprised. Oh, the smell. A sarcophagus. This must be Marmaduke. Not quite yet. Just a few more minutes. A quiz sounds like fun. The floor looks a little weak here. What do you have for sale? I wondered about some of the letters in the box. Is everything all right? Thank you, Natty. Professor Weasley's tasks are complete. I should attend Transfiguration. Are you all right? Arresto momentum. The witch's final resting place. Lodgok said the helmet was in her sarcophagus. Well, that's one of Zenobia's gobstones. I hardly see what all the fuss is about. Perhaps you wouldn't be who you are without that experience. I shall look forward to speaking again. It's locked. Stupefy. Descendo. Should have expected company. Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand? Professor! That wall! That's the way forward! Never tickle a sleeping dragon. Hello, Duncan. I have the proof you wanted. I won't, Professor. Thank you. There must be more to this room. These pots and cauldrons haven't moved in ages. From the outside, you'd never guess this place even existed in here. I hear there's a goblin mine near here. Have you ever seen it? What kind of research is she doing? Thank you, Professor Fig. I appreciate you working with me before the term begins. They were there because of me. I overheard Ranrock talking with Victor Rookwood. I would. Ah, the bells must be upstairs. That came out nicely. I should show Deke. Nerida will be happy about this. Let's just say I'm a quick learner. If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing. No risk those loyalists will report back to Ranrock now. Let's see where Jackdaw has led me. I can be quite resourceful. Have you ever spoken directly to a goblin? Your wife's portkey. A vault in some ruins near Upper Hogsfield. I suppose it can't hurt to look. I've conjured everything I can. What's next, Professor? Hello, Charlotte. Let's play someone as caught. Hello, Professor. You wanted to speak with me? How did you find this place? She did indeed. What's this? This must be my house chest. I just need to insert the token. Astoria cricket? Bad luck. What do you have for sale? Are you certain you don't want to come the rest of the way? I hope they can tell we're sincere, but Poppy, centaurs are just centaurs. They can't read your mind any better than I could. You said your reputation for talent put some people out. Like whom? Undermining the headmaster and getting something in return. Continue. Were you able to reach Professor Weasley? You and your friend Charles spoke of the portkey, and of trials you'd created for one who could see traces of ancient magic. Lord Gok, the sarcophagus had been raided. I found no helmet, only a dead ashwinder. I should be going now. Thank you. We don't want to worry you. I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend Claire Beaumont. Protego, you can't stop me, dragon! Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps. Actually, it's nothing. Let's get the shop going. Professor, how did you come to teach divination? The Loch Ness Monster. Of course. I look forward to playing against you. Your fault. How so? Sophronia, I solved all the puzzles in the Hall of Herodiana. I certainly am. I have to believe that only a Ravenclaw would have had the intelligence to get this far. Very well. This isn't what it looks like. I can explain. I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets. Arresto momentum. If that's what must be done, I'll do it. My field guide's going to be glad to see this. That must be the Haggerty family heirloom. You're a liaison to the Mer people. I should come back to this another time. It would have been nice to have some plants on hand, but I have nothing. Well, that didn't work. What map? There's a friendly face. Sirona trusts me, and she thought our interests may be aligned. I don't blame her for being concerned. We have been involved in some dangerous activities. You've been very helpful. Thank you. What was that? Golden gobstones. I need to find the tomb near Brockborough and place Samantha's family crest on a sarcophagus there. Just let me know when and I'll meet you. Incendio! We're so sorry, Archie. We won't let him get away with it. But first we need to get you home to your mother. I found a rather interesting costume. You'll never find what Ranrock wants. Potato. Spiders don't bother me at all. You'd be impressed by how many I've dispatched lately. What do you mean earn our way out? Do you think this is some sort of test? Really? There you go. Armit, you'll need to stay close to me. I've dealt with worse enemies than these. No, wait. That's the last one. And she's angry. Seems I'll need to wait. What's that glow? Pardon me, sir. I hope I look this good when I'm 900 years old. Thank you, Professor Weasley. Why is it off limits? Goodness. Abandoned long ago, no doubt. Sounds as if you took Kagawa's class. Ashwinders. I'm really not worried. I'm sure I'll be fine. The first memory showed him and 3 other professors using ancient magic to restore a hamlet from a drought. They don't scare me. I want to see whatever it is you need to show me. Agreed. I'm ready to leave if you are. What was it you needed my help with, Samantha? Can't imagine the goblins know about the trials. They know that something is significant about this place, though. Professor Hecat would be proud. Here's hoping the residents aren't too ferocious. Poor Tobbs. Left here alone with the spiders. What's this? Some sort of treasure map. You sent crates of cabbages to battle Ranrock's loyalists. I don't know what to do, Sebastian. That statue. Does your gran know that we found the Snidgets? Lumos. I need to reposition that pillar to climb out of here. Perhaps the archway is the answer. Natty must be here somewhere. Now to see if Herodiana Byrne was as good as Sophronia said she was. You must promise to keep this between us. I'll keep an eye out for your mooncalf, Garniff. I'm a friend of Adelaide's. She was worried about your business with Ranrock's loyalists. More statues. This mine must have been abandoned by goblins ages ago. Confringo! I will say that it tended to drift a bit to the left on certain turns. Heard a slight swoosh when I dipped. I know where this goes. The house chest. Hello again, Mr. Undiai. Just to be clear, what does this agreement entail? Specifically. I'm sorry, but you have to admit that's rather clever. That sounds terrible. But I'm not sure how I can help. You said you know gobbledygook. But how well? We need to break its line of sight somehow. Leander, there's no easy way to say this. Well, actually there is. You're not cut out for it. Impressive. Something is getting in the way of that platform. That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. I'll have a look for you. You've certainly given me plenty to go on. Ferdinand Pratt thinks you should be. Says you stole his frame. The pepper-up potion. What do you mean your own troll? Professor Fig! Thank you, Mr. Prakash. Best of luck to you and your father. Is that how he found this place? That did it. This doesn't seem to be the right way. That sounds lovely. All the sights and bustle of a city. What's going on here? I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont. Brilliant. Our interests will never be aligned. These vines are as dry as kindling. I agree, Natty. We'll get them. I've never seen someone so committed to a cause. Evidently, Peeves stole them, and Jackdaw stole them from him. That's correct, Professor. It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Victor Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along, a crooked tree, just as the map said. The crumbling tower shouldn't be far from here. Perhaps I should pull the lantern into this room to cause the room to rotate again. Portkey. That's what the leader of the herd called him. Ugh, stop that! Wonder what's down there. Actually, I don't think I want to know. Aha! There's bound to be something up there. Ugh, there's a disgusting smell. I must be getting close. I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick? Thank you, Professor Weasley. Reducto. Shall we? Just a measly old troll. Nothing significant. This should work the same way as the last one. I know there's a mechanism to open this door. They did, Professor. That was the wrong square. There must be another rune somewhere around here. Oh no, Deke was right. We need to save you from these barbarians. What could be taking the other professors so long to get here? Sebastian, a journal entry. We should look for more. Professor Sharp, do you have a moment? Can I use the loom to enhance any item of clothing? Crucio. I've been looking forward to it. Could this actually be where the snidgets are hidden? I think I'd better rest for a bit. I, for one, am glad. I very much enjoy your class. I'm not going to touch those. Ugh. Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through. Do most students know how to cast non-verbally? Thank you, sir. Where did you say I should go to harvest the hawk lumps and find the box of letters? Could you please remind me what you needed help with? The snake bird. What services do you offer? Perhaps later. Let's play Summoner's Court. You're a Hufflepuff too. Always nice to see our house represented well. Very well. Perhaps later. Descendo. Let's take a closer look. How long have you been living in Irondale? I confess I was surprised when Professor Weasley mentioned that you knew the area. Since you're relatively new here, I'm afraid I don't find puzzles that engaging. I'm ready to give it another go. If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganach was here. Down I go. No other way. How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do. Sir Luckless, I can only hope this magic protects me until I'm able to make my way out of here. Levioso. Perhaps casting at that object over there will help somehow. Why didn't you ask the Ministry for help? Can't we apparate past them into the tower? Thank you, Penny. I think I'm going to need to talk to the authorities. I received your owl. What happened with Ominous? What type of beast is an Occamy? I suppose I could help, if I have the time. I hope the Ashwinders haven't done anything with Rococo. Accio! No flying allowed here. I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it? Professor Rookwood, the goblins and dark wizards who've overrun your castle are digging for stores of magic. Your timing couldn't be better, Professor Hecat. Is there anything more you can tell me about Harlow? Glacius! I know. I was only joking, it's all yours. Madam Kagawa, I completed the list of tasks you assigned. Made it! Ah, did anyone else see that? Avada Kedavra! Not dead from that spider attack yet. Never mind. Enjoying the view. Incendio. The pages are why you lost your head. And I must visit a cave and search for your corpse. It's my fault. I was wrong. I thought he'd stop. I'll see what I can do, but I'm fairly busy. I can't promise anything. I take it we can call that a success? This must be the Dirical Den that Miss Moffat told me about. Now where is Gwenira? Did someone in the cave cut off your head? Whatever you say, Amit. Whatever you say. Do you get your competitiveness from your family? That wasn't too hard. Wonder what's next. Sounds as if Sylvanus Selwyn has to go. What was it like growing up in a family of poachers? Why can I see the weapon but not the statue that's wielding it? I don't know, Gareth. I don't want to get on Sharp's bad side. Very well. I'd like to meet Sir Patrick myself and see this headless hunt. Stooging. I'm not sure this is something a student should be doing on your behalf. I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne. Thank you, Gareth. So am I. Are you related to Professor Weasley? She also mentioned that poachers have been active in the area. So, perhaps the beasts will be safer with us than out on their own. How many of them are there? Seems the Devil's Snare was protecting a chest of some kind. The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the centre of the symbols, following a Hogwarts treasure map. Count me in. I'll let you know if I see or hear anything about him. A desire to learn? I do enjoy a good puzzle, and I believe I have a ready mind. I must remember to examine these archways from both sides. The hidden herbology corridor. A little. It's positively enormous. I seem to have a knack for dueling. The stunning spell. Was it due to an injury suffered during your time with the Ministry? On, I have good news. Your carts are on their way back. Samantha, about Summoner's Court. What do you have for sale? Let's let bygones be bygones, shall we? You played a good game. Actually, sir, the thief was a Niffler. Incredible. Avada Kedavra! With all due respect, sir, hope could keep Anne's spirits up. Hello, Adelaide. How are you and your uncle doing? All right, I suppose I can go with you. I hope it's worth it. You said you divined a series of events before our paths crossed. What were they? I'm back at Hogwarts. That table looks familiar. Seems I'm back at the entrance to the cave. Petrificus totalis! Finite. You seem to be very determined in stopping Rookwood and Harlow. Why? A demi-guise. Wait till the birds hear about the flying ban. What can you tell me about your shop? Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband? If only 2 bells are left, isn't it fairly easy to tell which goes where? I wonder if I can hit the rune with a spell. Seems I ought to explore this archway from both sides. I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing. From a distance. I suppose I'll see you in class then. It's done, Alexandra. I took care of him. You said Mr. Lawley was your ex-business partner. What were you working on? So how did you manage to get on the librarian's bad side? Hello, Grace. I followed your bearings on a dive in the Black Lake. Now then, which one of you is Biscuit? Pardon me, but were you saying something? Is someone down there? He'll be all right, Sebastian. That doorway looks like the only safe way forward. Sebastian, wait! Enchanted mannequins? What type of shop was this before I bought it? That would be wonderful. I suppose not. Depulso! Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back. I wondered if I might ask how long you've been teaching at Hogwarts. Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir Athpuddle. They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in it. Tobbs's master is awful. This must be it. Excellent. Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office. That's the last of the spider sacks. Excuse me, Mrs. Sprottle. Any news on Bardolph Beaumont's disappearance? Perhaps the map contains clues about the order I'm supposed to ring the bells in. I brewed an Adurus potion as you asked, Professor. This will be a welcome change. Fair point. All right. Let's go. What was she sending you? This is pointless. I need to go. What potions do I have? Seems to be some sort of map. Trust me, Ominous. I won't say a word. Actually, I might come back later. Mine now, demi-guys. Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too. Strong competition. Could that have been a compliment, Imelda? Those traces of magic are somehow protecting the dragon. I need to break its connection to those traces of magic. Nice to see you again. What am I meant to be doing now, Deke? Adelaide said that her uncle kept notes of his trades, maps. Perhaps these landmarks will lead me to him. What do you mean you'd had enough and the worst was over? Of course, sir. I'm afraid I'm not much for memorizing constellations. Enough to worry about on the ground. I've never even met him. Perhaps he mistook me for another student. I'd like to answer more questions. If that's what you want to do, Penny, then nothing would make me happier. I'm genuinely glad you'll be staying on. If you learn more about that scriptorium, let me know. An entry from Bardolph's journal. He overheard whispers, a plan, something to do with him. That was quite something. You knew exactly where I was going when I entered that chest. That's the way forward. How has wizardkind fallen short in its treatment of mer people? Things appear and disappear depending upon which side of an archway I've accessed. Oh, it would be wonderful to have a place to sell things and someone to help me. I can see a way out on one side, but when I pass through the archway, it's blocked by a wall. And that's when you took over as the herbology professor. This is my chance. I'm coming, Neve. Don't worry. You'll get it in the end. What is this place? That sounds positively exhilarating. I should let Mr. Weeks know that this was his best upgrade yet. For better or for worse, we're in. Do you have any suggestions on how to get your gobstones down from their hiding spots? You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment. Perhaps I'll come back to this. Fair enough. In fact, the book was below the restricted section as it appeared on the map. I shall remember that, Professor. Thank you. Whatever Jackdaw left for Anne must be back there. Beyond this wall. And how is there a room behind it? Was that a golden snitch? It's good to see you, Professor. You never wanted to get out and explore the world around you. Seems that's off limits to me. We need to see what they're doing, but let's not draw their attention. I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided? Thank you, Professor. I shall keep the second artifact safe as you've advised. Were you able to find the letter? I've run out of plants. Curses. The candles correspond to the handles I'm to pull in order to open the way forward. Accio should do the trick. This looks like the portrait from the map. Now where's the treasure? Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time? Headless activities. But it wasn't your fault. You didn't know about the potion in the tea. You have a new spell to teach me, Professor? Well then, let's get to it. All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what? I found it disturbing. But how did she gain power from it? How did she harness it? Apologies, Professor. I have nothing to ask. Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle. Well, that didn't work. Perhaps something with a bit more force. You said disrupted trade routes caused you to close Spintwitches? Young? I know. You must be Professor Bakar. Excuse me. Hello, Mr. Moon. Bombarda! That's the end of them. Now I can focus on finding Rococo. Looks like that's all of them. Are all of the trials like this one? An exceedingly fair price for a shop and an elf. What's the catch? Madame Beaumont, any news regarding your brother Bardolph? You're right, the world's not safe at the moment. It's best to take precautions. Here, use it wisely. Now that you say it out loud, it sounds absurd. But I have another idea. I'm a student at Hogwarts, sir. And this is Professor Fig. Pleasure to meet you, Miss Treadwell. Aha! Found you. Sounds like stocking your shelves comes with some hazards. I need to bring moths to the door. May I ask what happened? The dial requires focus. I should be going now. Thank you. What did you ask me to do with my magical materials? And that she isn't intimidated by thugs like Rookwood and Harlow. I am a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do. I'm sorry we can both see Thestrals. Impressive. Especially with how little information he gave us. It has to fit. Not surprising. Guards at the ready. The snitch. Of course. I hope this helps you prove yourself. We couldn't be happier to see you, Professor Sharp. I see no reason we should stop now. Ha! You'll not outfox me, Jackdaw. There you are. Welcome back. Biscuit is fine, as am I. I was able to rescue her without much incident. Pelts. Poor beasts. Stop it. That's enough. Not all goblins are like Ranrock. I am not the enemy. We want the same thing. To find answers. Yes, Dittany seeds, some spellcrafts, and some potion recipes. Hello, Lenora. Could you remind me what's so special about that empty painting? Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Is it common practice for students to grow their own ingredients? I did, but it wasn't easy. I shall need to be compensated. What do we have here? Very well, Lord of the Shore. Show yourself. What is the reason for these additional assignments, Professor? Hello again, Mr. Thistlewood. Sir Amset. We should wait. You can't stop me! I wondered if you might teach me how to cast that curse you mentioned. Unless you want your classmates to know how you really feel about them, you might reward me for my time. We just need to get Anne to the catacomb and work out how to make a dark sacrifice. I'm doing my best! Wingardium Leviosa. I will be sure to speak with Deke if I need anything. Thank you. Pleased to meet you, Grace. Hello? Mr. Oakes. A dead Ashwinder. Your compatriots must have made off with the helmet. Lord Gok won't like this. That crate of Chinese chomping cabbages is somewhere in this camp. Some evidence worth hanging on to. Revelio! It seems Ranrock and Rookwood are conspiring. Why would that be? Sorry, never mind. Yes, I have some right here. Please take it, and be careful. Something oddly solemn about this place. Such regal creatures, stags. Thank you, Professor. Are you sure Katrin is the culprit? It could be anyone. That's it. Oh yes, she mentioned it to me. It contains some of her late husband's belongings. Concerning your troll, the bridges appear and disappear depending upon which side of the archway I'm on. This is the spot on the map. I'd best have my wits about me. I'll take that, thank you. Why did I need the toast to get in here? Does having your aunt here make things difficult? Have you and Professor Fig not discussed my training? Yes, about time. That's where I need to go, but I need to find a way past them. Linford of Stinchcombe, a Letherfold. Of course. I certainly would be. You want me to follow the butterflies? I shouldn't return to Deke without knowing whether or not that body was Tobbs. Could you remind me how the Daedalian keys work again? By the way, I found this book of potion recipes in Keenbridge. Might it be useful to you? We're making good progress. We can't quit now. What sort of products do you sell? Thank you, Professor Weasley. The flames make the pyre sink. I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan. This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you. Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominis. Petrificus Totalis! Mrs. Rabe should be nearby. Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you wanted to tell me more about the loom. Hello there. Was there something you needed? Incendio ought to light the boiler and provide some power to these machines. Protego! I don't, really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with the wand in the cave? That's very kind of you, Amit. Are you sure you won't need it? And you're a third year, so we'll find your son, Mrs. Pickle. Lodgok and Ranrock were brothers. Lodgok was bringing the journal to me. I remember Amit mentioning something about gobbledygook. Goodness. Who knew this was all down here? It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along. I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. The room is called the Map Chamber, by the way. And a portrait of Percival Rackham awaits us there. I'll need to get those dried billywigs things for Gareth if he's to finish his latest concoction. Look before you leap. I'm sorry, Mr. Haggerty. I wish I could say that I had. Another troll. Where are the professors? I think that was all of them. All right. I can see traces of ancient magic. Look at the size of this mine. Lord Gok, where are you? Brilliant. Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle? I plan to keep it secret for now. But in time, when I am ready, I plan to tell those I trust everything and accept their help. Tell me more about this treasured ring. It does follow the light. So many spiders. It's a wonder they haven't taken over the whole house. Well, if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away. I can be sneaky. Let's go. That didn't sound particularly reassuring. Bombarda, what do you have for sale? Is there anything your brother took with him that might help to track him down? It's all right. There we go. Close, but not close enough. Ominous is right. Meddling in the dark arts is dangerous. I've decided I'd like to go ahead and purchase the shop. Aloha Mora. Elixir to induce euphoria. You seemed unfazed by Rookwood and Harlow the other day. They don't scare you? I don't think so. Very well. I shall agree to your contract with one small addendum. It is a book after all. Are there any other beasts nearby? It looks as though Adelaide's instincts were spot on. I know just where to put you. In my field guide. Control. I had to fight the Inferi all the way. This is brilliant! It sounds to me as if your master got what he deserved. That's actually... thank you. I'm trapped. How am I supposed to get out of here? Sebastian. Over here. A Daedalian key. I wonder where it might lead me. Ominous has agreed that it's the only way, Sebastian. Will the curse hurt him? I ought to see how the moth reacts to Lumos. Professor Hackett, I'm here about the new defensive spell you mentioned.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
Well said. Now where do we go from here? Now for the rest of you. Why did you leave your position as an aura to come to Hogwarts? They attacked you. I'm game. I have no idea what you're talking about. It wasn't easy battling Ashwinders and finding a Niffler in that house. I've earned a reward. I was happy to help. The Troll Whisperer. Seems fitting. I should see this through and find the Gryffindor house chest. Thank you, Sebastian. You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section. I found a rather interesting costume. I should be going now. Thank you. That's nice to hear. I have had my share of adventure. I hope my reputation's warranted. They're never-ending. I need to get out of here. Sebastian, I'm not sure old vine-covered pillars are worth studying. There's Ollivander's. I hope he can help me craft the Keeper's wand. Milo? I have the Mallow Suite. Are you all right, Anne? I didn't mean to intrude. I know the forest is forbidden, but surely it can't be that dangerous. From what I know of him, it seems there's a lot of your father in you. Ashwinders. Wish I had my own broom. But I don't understand why she seems to have gone to such great lengths to tell her story without their knowledge. There's nowhere to hide now, Ranrock. How awful. I can see why you're upset. He definitely needs some help. What precisely do you mean, should my efforts fail? That's the spirit. I wish you the best of luck. Nothing wrong with that. Highwing's good company. Very well. Are you able to tell me anything about the next trial? Hello, Mr. Moon. I have the moons you asked me to collect. Wait till Sebastian hears about this. An Ashwinder. I'm not so sure about this. I don't need the headmaster upset with me. This is not the right direction. Hello. Can you point me in the direction of the rubbish? How do you know it's safe? I don't want my feet to turn into beets as well. Professor, could you tell me how you and Natty ended up at Hogwarts? Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it? You've one less follower, Ranrock. Yikes! Careful! True. Perhaps this triptych will lead us to answers. Perhaps I should get the blocks back into the starting position. What can I customize with the altering spell? It seems Arne's whole life is in those cards. I hope I can find them. I need to find a way to open that gate. Did you say Bragbor? I know that name. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock. I suppose some introductions are in order. Imperia. I'm glad she's safe now. I'm sure she'll be happy to go home. I'm sure they'd be willing to play after the trouble spent getting them back. It's a fine idea. Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the spellcrafts Professor Weasley ordered. Depulso! Sebastian, there's something you should know. It's to do with Victor Rookwood. Selwyn has been taken care of. Don't say that, Samantha. You're a fine player. He would have killed me once he found the repository, if not before. I had no choice. Didn't the journal say the key to finding the Snidget lies in the moonlight? They led me into the forest and revealed a treasure. Hello, Mrs. Rabe. How is Mr. Rabe doing? Farewell, monster. I can only imagine how these spiders have multiplied since Jackdaw came this way. You knew the poachers would try and kill Poppy and me. That's what we're trying to find out. Is everything all right, madam? Get me in the ring. Can you tell me where I might find Grimbled Weft? Are you having butterbeer for breakfast? What if I don't want to return you to the Three Broomsticks? I was wondering what inspired your interest in magical beasts. Time for you all to clear out! Perhaps the book Professor Weasley wants me to get is upstairs. Actually, I don't think I have any questions. I'm afraid not. I'd help you if I could, but I don't actually have anything with me. Thank you for saying so, Professor. I'm ready for what's next. I'll keep an eye out for your unicorn friend and take her to safety if I see her. I could look into the matter for you. Oh, of course. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock. Ranrock is here. I only hope Lodgok doesn't cross paths with him. A mooncalf is an unusual pet. Why did you choose Biscuit? We handled it. And I think you're underestimating the nature of a dragon. A broom would have been kindling. Accio should bring that platform right to me. A smaller pot. Each of these barrels needs to be pulled up to the line on the floor. Finite! Is there anything special about the wand? Now's not the best time. I'll see if I can come back later. I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible. Yes. How do you and Eddie know each other? I shall have to keep a lookout for more of these. I wonder how many there are. Well, that's not very hospitable. Come now, Leander. There's no need for that. This is the entrance. This must be the way out. Flipendo. I wonder if any of my spells will help me through this. It's more than mere coincidence that we encountered Ranrock's loyalists here. Rookwood and Harlow want something Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts. Wait a minute. Brave? Perhaps this isn't a good idea. I was thinking about needing a place away from prying eyes. Brilliant. She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion. It worked. Sounds lovely, but what I really need is this rotten roast beef. Your mother's right. Magical beasts are more trouble than they're worth. I'm glad I avoided trouble. Sharp certainly seemed upset with you. Reparo, I'm getting the hang of this. Let's get out of here then, shall we? You're seeking to heal the damage done to your leg. Oh, not at all, Professor. I find it intriguing and wanted to know more about your work. Actually, Professor Fig told me about the Wiggenweld potion. Oh no. I have a feeling that house elf is Tobbs. Hello, Grace. Let's play someone as caught. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. In my experience, skeletons are never a good sign. Do you need something, Poppy? Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing. The Amazon rainforest. I'm sorry again about your husband, Mrs. Pickle. Madame Beaumont. Might I speak with you? Surely my win means something. Thank you, Officer Singer. That pain, it was excruciating. But I'll survive. Let's keep moving. Seems a pleasant enough little place. I suspect he'll keep running if he's being followed. Disillusionment should get us through that door. This might be something to keep. Impressive. I'd like to meet her one day. Looks like someone's belongings. Perhaps Bardolph's. I don't see any way to get across. Come on. It does take a while to adjust to being here. Did you discover why people avoid this cave? That's ahead. I can't say that I do. What was that? I'd like to ask you a few things if you don't mind. Yes. Very nice. May I ask what attracted you to astronomy? Revelio. The bells are back up, Evangeline. What do you have for sale? What have the keepers planned for me? Can you remind me what you needed again? That's certainly something to aspire to, Mr. Brown. I look forward to that day. How magnanimous. Merlin? Of the legend of King Arthur? Have you heard any rumours about goings-on in Bainborough? Absolutely, sir. You did agree, And it did save your friendship with Sebastian. That's all I wanted to know. I'm glad to see you're doing so well. Of course, Charlotte. We're crossing that bridge whether you like it or not. He did teach me a few things before term, but that's all I can tell you. Why are the premises in such disarray? I never thought magical plants could be so thrilling. What is this place? Please could you remind me the purpose of my tasks, Professor? Some references Sebastian mentioned in the book do worry me. Not the best idea to fly around here. Yes, into the Forbidden Forest for tubers. I hope it's worth the risk. What can I expect to find in the book? Hello. Do you have anything for sale? Evanesco. Imperio. Ha! Ha ha! This is rather fun. I'll get the venomous tentacula for you. And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section? Well, I can swim and could help you if you'd like. But Madam Thistlewood, All right. I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave. If you don't mind me asking, how did you lose your head? The more I think about it, what good will it do to turn him in? I managed to rescue a puffskein. Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle. Yes, sir. Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black? Precisely. You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section. If this is where Mary bred the spiders, they're not here now. We did not, Professor. We encountered goblins outside the tower. I'm not sure that's worthy of a painting. Thank you, Professor Weasley. I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section. Professor, what should I be doing again? This one's almost down. Mr. Thistlewood, what was it you needed my help with? Crates of cabbages. I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you. I take it this means you had some luck at the library? A page to my field guide. Ah, yes. We met in the common room. Liquid luck. That's illegal, isn't it? Settle yourself. I mean you no harm. One camp down, one more to go. I can see why he said that. You do seem angry. Or just raring for a fight. Sir, where are we going? When were you the Minister for Magic? Professor Ronan did mention something about that. I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster. That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow? Adelaide Oaks, isn't it? I received your owl. Aloha Mora. Now that was just mean. Professor Weasley said I should ask you about changing the room's ambience. Rookwood Castle. I don't think so. I don't know. I did see another memory. This time, it was a keeper named Neve Fitzgerald. Sophronia, could you remind me what it was you needed help with? What exactly is an astrolabe? Sebastian mentioned sneaking into the restricted section. Perhaps he'll have an idea. I'm not convinced you need to worry. Perhaps your uncle's been delayed, and surely he can take care of himself. Let's go. Rest easy, my large friend. It's clear from her journal that Isadora Morganach was here. You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where, precisely? The ones I faced were determined to make things difficult. Professor, what did you mean when you said your education wasn't traditional? Why do you suppose the poachers took Biscuit? I've rescued the Thestrals and bought the spellcraft for the pen. We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Thank you for keeping these pages safe all these years. Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave? You did. I would have done the same, if I knew how. What did you need me to do, Deke? What do you suppose we should be looking for? Incendio. Accio. Crucio. The Alihotzi draft. Ugh. Thank you, Peeves. Another obstacle in my path. I wonder how everyone knows about it. So you did create them. If this is anything like last time, I need to fire up this boiler to supply power to the pipes. Saccharissa! I found the tubers you needed. I need to light all three before they time out on me. We don't have a choice. You're right. You were right the entire time. What do I require this time, oh wondrous space? You said you know what to do. Perhaps I'm to hit the mark on the far wall. That sort of thing has repositioned the archways in the past. I wonder what's under these vines. That'd be brilliant. Another pensive. Professor, it's a mural of some kind. I have been thinking about something Professor Howen said in Beasts class, that I should study as many beasts as I can on my own time. How old must those ruins be? Hello, are you here for someone as court? Incendio should get this boiler working. I feel awful for Alexandra, but the hamlet needed to be saved from that troll. I take it you're not afraid of heights. Revelio could be useful here. Do cooperate, won't you? Brilliant flying, if I do say so myself. It certainly takes a lot of courage to try, I'll give you that. I suppose being an aura is dreadfully dangerous. I'm sorry. I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered. Thank you, Professor. I have no more questions. I would have paid to see that. You look familiar, sir. Hello? Wait! We should have some sort of plan. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. Professor Weasley was a curse breaker for the Ministry. Sebastian, it's been a while. I met a ghost there, Richard Jackdaw, who's agreed to lead me to the pages I've been looking for. I recognise you from the Pensives. You're Professor Rackham. The carvings on the relic were in theory, and Sebastian somehow created them. You hear a voice. Hello, Hamora. Where did those come from? Closed tight. No way but forward, I suppose. But how can you be forbidden from telling me what's going on? I purchased this shop. Lenora! I solved the mystery of that painting. Confringo! We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Biggles' friends. Still smoking. They can't have been gone long. Hello again, Miss Wolf. Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this. How did your brother Bardolph end up in St. Mungo's? Harrowing indeed. I'm still a bit on edge myself and a little nervous for classes to start. Professor, may we speak again? I see no reason to involve Ominous. Fig and I think that Ranrock has somehow found a way to harness that magic's power. I suppose there's nothing to be done but obliterate these pumpkins. Seems simple enough. And Sebastian is a good friend. You shouldn't immediately assume the worst of him. I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack. Professor, what can you tell me about your work at the Ministry? I've only met Highwing before. Poppy introduced us. I actually have some moons for you. What is this? Professor, could you spare a moment? I'll get us through here safely, Armeet. You have my word. I don't plan on holding back either. This can't be the witch's tomb. Likely I need to go further. Where might this lead? Hello, sir. I don't believe we've met. You have a new spell to teach me, Professor. Professor Weasley asked me to, get something from that book. May I have it? Avada Kedavra. Hello, Adelaide. You've still not heard from your uncle. This mine could be hiding a secret. Ranrock and his loyalists. You're good. There's a pillar here, but no ledge near it for me to grab onto. Why are there so many spiders in Arranshire all of a sudden? What do you have for sale? I suppose there's not much left you can teach me now. Glaciers. I'll take that, thank you. Plenty to keep me occupied while you're gone. There's Sebastian. Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir. Not just yet. Perhaps later? I'll come back when I'm feeling up to it. That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. Must we? It seems a lot of trouble to go to for a creature we've already rescued. Professor, I saw an aura badge on your desk. May I ask about your time as an aura? Greetings, Mr. Ollivander. I visited the owlery, as you suggested. Yes, Professor. Expulso! Where on earth is this leading me? I had a good teacher. Horcruxes. A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time. Was this statue pointing the other way before? Could Bardolph have run off? We make a grand pair, Highwing. I can shoot the symbol, but it doesn't stay lit for long. That's quite generous. Thank you. Can I use this type of transfiguration magic outside of the room? Could you remind me of the reason for these extra assignments, Professor? Then I am glad to be rid of it myself. I did, but something was missing. I'm not sure here is the best place to discuss it. What am I supposed to do when we meet the hunt? An enchanted loom. This cellar gate looks to be locked. I'll need a key to enter. We can use those against them. Actually, I think I have enough information, thank you. What would you like me to do next, Professor? Wait, how do you know about the book? And that it's missing pages? Well, Marmaduke certainly left behind more than plants. That sounds intriguing. I'll see what I can do. Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy? Not the best place for an unaccompanied student. I wonder, what are you trying to say? That the missing pages are in a cave, near Upper Hogsfield? Will I be able to weave even more powerful magic into my clothing with the loom? There we go. That's odd. The markings are different on the map. Yes. A friend of Professor Fig's. Actually, perhaps another time. Goblins got you yet? Or did you find some Maxima potion? I don't think Doran would knowingly send us into danger. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand. The Amazon rainforest. Thank you. Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin-made. Just a few more minutes, if that's all right. Laverne de Montmorency. You're not lost anymore, little page. I should let Grace know that I found her family astrolabe. I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon. Ugh! Just when I was getting my bearings. I'm doing you a favour. Disappointment like this will encourage you to become a stronger person. Fixtures. It's not your fault, Natty. There's nothing you could have done to prevent it. How is it that I can help you with your next broom upgrade? Professor Howin mentioned the poachers as well. She seemed to imply that we couldn't rely on the ministry to help. This cart ought to get me deeper into the mine. Glacius! The statues Mr. Ollivander mentioned must be upstairs amongst the owls. Had you never been to the Three Broomsticks? This must be Tobbs's cave. I suppose I should head inside. On second thought, perhaps I don't need to learn any curses at the moment. Seems you're more concerned with the feathers than the bird. But she'd be safer with you than with poachers. Perhaps another time then, sir. Thank you. So that's it. I need to use both sides of the archway to get the platform to the other side of the bridge. That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here somewhere. I'm glad everything worked out as it did and that you're the herbology professor now. Brilliant. I realise that, but it's the right thing to do. He killed his uncle. What sort of plants should I expect in the hidden herbology corridor? Then you enjoy being a flying instructor, even after all that happened. I'd like to learn how to cast the Imperious Curse. I'm certain I don't know what... Finite! What reason would Harlow have to kill your husband? This is no place for flying. I'll need to look around for the symbol. I suppose so. Unless what? She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her. This is the way forward. Finally free. Now where are you, Neve? Yes, our carriage was attacked by a dragon. Cursed fiends. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided? I don't think I can take much more of this. And Ranrock knows about the Keepers. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. It's time to move on, Deke. There's nothing to be done now. The rumour's true, and I did, but it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. Perhaps another time. You think Ranrock murdered her? Sebastian brought all of this on himself. We tried and tried to stop him. I'll not let fear dictate my future either. I think it's to do with my ability to see traces of ancient magic. I wonder where these pipes go. How many of you are there? Of course, Professor. When did your path become clear? It's probably wise to know the spell. I don't know if we should be rushing into this. Pardon me, is everything all right? Fair enough. I can see the Undercroft through this stone wall, as though it's a window. This has happened before. Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid? I'm inclined to agree with them. Trolls are dangerous creatures. Now that I've considered it further, I'd rather not purchase the shop at this time. Victor Rookwood is dead. He confronted me as I left Ollivander's with the Keeper's wand. I had to defend myself. I don't think he likes being called that. Surely you're joking. You can't possibly be afraid of a Puffskein. Has the situation with Ranrock's loyalists improved? Thank you, Amit. I look forward to reading them. Success. Faster! I finished the tasks, Professor. I'm the same age that you and Isadora Morganark were when you started at Hogwarts. Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest? Ominous. There's something I need to tell you. It's to do with Victor Rookwood. Bombarda! Nothing like an angry troll to bring friends together. I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in. I did, but with his consent, Sebastian. It may seem an irrelevant difference, but it is a difference. I should be going now. Thank you. I understand. You needn't tell me if you don't want to. Do you know which way Archie might have gone? Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful. Here we are. Mr. Weeks wasn't wrong about the mountain views. Professor Sharp will never let me live this down. A proper magical education ought to include all magic. What do you have for sale? I believe I am. That's awful. But no matter the circumstance, he should never have cast it. He should have known better. I don't suppose you have any idea where your stolen frame was taken. Can you see anything from it? Why would the thief have taken the wand? We'll see about that. Bragbor. Whatever this is, it may prove useful. The Pyrenees. Whoever built you didn't account for weather. What do you mean you do important work for the headmaster? The final canvas piece to the triptych. We've done it. This has a moth imprinted on it. The same as the door. What do you mean? Is she all right? And so I went to the owlery like he said, and there were all these statues. I can see that. She didn't seem at all intimidated by Rookwood and Harlow. Ready when you are. I shall go and see her right away. Did you say Bragbor? I think I know that name. I was surprised that you seemed friendly with the goblin. Hello, Deke. I have some questions for you. We need to see what they're doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies. Hello. Do you have anything for sale? Just having a look around. Thank you. A ladder. Perhaps they won't be able to find me if I go up there. This place stinks of Ranrock and his cronies. Professor, may I ask what interested you about astronomy? Are you asking me to steal from a shop? I wonder why. Whatever gave her that idea? Up! Why wouldn't you stop? I was calling after you. Yes, I rather enjoyed seeking him out. Whose home was this? Oh, I see. Thank you anyway. Why hide a triptych here? Let's have it. Yes, please. I'm ready to leave if you are. Yes, sir, of course. I'm glad to be here. Ready for classes to start. Hello, Gareth. So, has your aunt been taking it a bit easier on you lately? Sir Nicholas, you were looking for me? The gargoyle. That's where I need to speak the password. I don't think learning the Imperious Curse is a good idea. Now to align the statues with their reflections. Never thought I'd feel so comforted to see this place. Sebastian, I can't imagine what you and Anne are going through. Perhaps you'll hear from her soon. It seems to have worked. Sir, why do I need to complete these tasks again? I'm sorry to tell you this, Deke, but Tobbs is gone. It seems he was unable to avoid the spiders in the end. What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium? Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box? Too late for you to learn the error of your ways. Protego! More spiders. These can't be what beheaded Richard Jackdaw. Madam Kagawa, about what happened in class. Thank you, but I've been holding my own. What do you have for sale? Shall we go? Perhaps you're right. The loyalists are everywhere, but they do seem to be spending a lot of time here. And it's likely they're hiding something. What will you do after the final upgrade is complete? Not at all. I enjoy talking to Mr. Ollivander. I'm fascinated by wand law, and I'd never visited the owlery. Bit of a mess. Never mind. It was just a thought. Have you made peace with the time you've lost? I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck. I'm flattered, but I don't deserve such an honor. Actually, that's all I wanted to know. I'm sorry. It's nothing, Professor. Accio! I need to get back up there. Perhaps I have to go through the archway again. I do hope Sebastian's all right. Good girl, Highwing! That ghost said I should blast away to my heart's content. Hold on. Don't give up yet. Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time? You said this would repair the chasm between the two of you. How did you not expect him to react this way? Keep your wits about you, Amit. I'll get you through this mine. I'll keep an eye out for more demiguise statues and see if I can bring you more moons. Well, this isn't a good sign. These spiders have gone somewhere. That's Victor Rookwood. Professor Weasley called him an unsavoury local. Can I see magic? Wait, doesn't Polyjuice Potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew? It seems I have no choice. I'm going to have to fight my way out of here. Pardon me, madam. Do you have a moment? Who says wishes don't come true? A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage. I used the enchanted loom, Deke. Where can I find that friendly knight you mentioned earlier? Revelio. I need to deliver Chinese chomping cabbages to Bernard Indiai here in Feldcroft. The rune spore. That's the last of them. For now. How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths? If the demand for potions is as high as you say, have you considered being easier to work with? Perhaps combining your recipes and skills? Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that. Finite, there's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade. Looks as if there are pipes leading into it. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for the beef. Another passageway. We should search the room first. What do you think? I don't know, Gareth. Secret passage to a cellar. Sounds like it's off limits. Natty, what do I need to do again? I think I should turn around. I see some sort of statue, but only as a reflection in the floor. I hope Natty's having an easier time of it. Appreciate the confidence. So do I. That was nothing. I'm just getting started. You weren't much of a challenge. Perhaps we can find an alternate route up ahead. You seem undeterred. Will you let me know what you find out? Pity goblins and wizards can't get along. Professor, why must I complete these tasks? These runes must have something to do with opening this door. Can you tell me again about the puzzle that you found? How fortunate. Ethelred the Ever-Ready. Not at all, sir. Ah, well, it appears I'm out of time. Thank you, Professor. Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it. Very well, sir. I shall keep an eye out for 2 crates of Chinese chomping cabbages. Sounds quite the array of brooms. I'll have a look around. Thank you. Can't we talk about this? Oh, is your sister in Slytherin too? Let's hurry. I don't have the book with me, sir. You do seem to have come to terms with things rather well. Hello. Do you have anything for sale? I'm not sure I have time for extra assignments, Professor. What I need specifically is a place where I can catch up on my schoolwork without distraction. Hello, Serona. You were hoping I'd check on a friend of yours, weren't you? Looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room. Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there. Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later. This is all rather cryptic, Sir Nicholas. What's going on? You were a Gryffindor. I take it you want to play for a team, but which one? And which position? It's incredible, isn't it? Oh, here's a pleasant surprise. Perhaps another time, then, sir. Thank you. All right. I shall go and find Madam Mason. Gamp. Yeah, spiders aren't insects. Did you know that I would be here? Yes, Professor. I should let Deke know about the newborn Thestral. I beg your pardon. A moth? Curious. The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back. Once again, this archway allows me to step between completely different rooms. We have some spectators. These trials must be popular. I delivered the potions to Fatima Lawang. This looks like the statue Madame Twiddle mentioned. I wonder if Adelaide's uncle could be down there. Mrs. Sprottle told me a little more about your brother Bardolph. Almost there. This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. I'll go and experiment with the loom now. But I don't know how to do what Isadora did. No! Glad to hear it. Seems I can't fly here. Wonder whose decision that was. You were right about how spectacular it is. Which is why it's a pity you didn't find it yourself. Death. I'll never get used to these floors. I beg your pardon? Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you? It could be that you've not yet discovered the cure. I'm a bit confused, sir. Why is this room called the map chamber? Sorry, never mind. I think I'd like to look around a bit first. Mr. Sallow, stop! Mr. Filbert, I have your book. He truly is rather foul, isn't he? False. Now's my chance. It was harrowing, and they dug in their heels, but I managed. This must be the prefect's bathroom. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? Any whispers going about the town? Once Rookwood allied with Ranrock, Isadora's estate became of interest to them both. That did the trick. I have you now, Ranrock. Yes, sir. I'm starting school as a 5th year. I'm ready. Let's do it. Yes, Professor. There they are. The Ashwinders. Give me a moment. I'll explain in a second. Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I'm not sure I'd say that, but I did study with him a little before we arrived. Actually, why not? I can beat your record. A sense of loyalty? I believe myself to be a true friend. I know I value that trait in others. Yes, don't count me out yet. Have you ever subdued a Graphorn, Professor? Why are you so fascinated with stars? A door. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it. Despite orders from Ranrock. Made it! I'm sorry to say I haven't found any more. At least someone feels lucky. I don't think Mr. Pemberton meant to use his own stationery. He knows something about those demiguise moons. Suppose I have enough to distract myself with till he returns with the book? Yes, sir, I'm fine. There they are up ahead. Bombarda! I imagine the bells are just inside in the bell tower. What ended up happening to Herodiana Byrne? It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. You can have her back for the right price. Treasure hunting suits me. Petrificus totalis. A curious token of some sort. Those marks. They look like the ones over the door. Highwing! Don't worry, Sebastian. I shall speak with Ominous. I hope Natty stays out of trouble. Who are you? Why are we here? Your uncle sounds like a bit of a twit. Oh! This is far more powerful than Stupefy. There. Can hardly tell a troll barreled through it. Ashwinders are everywhere. We can't let them know we're here. Penny, please stop holding your breath. Tell me what's going on. I'm sorry to tell you that Victor Rookwood, evidently your descendant, is a dark wizard in league with Ranrock. Well, we've come this far. Miss Willardsey might get an answer about these butterflies. I actually have to be off, but it was nice talking to you. I should see this through and find the Ravenclaw house chest. I promise to tell you everything, but it's perhaps best I do that later. Isadora told Bragbor about the magic when she asked him to build a container for her. I've seen her memories. Here we go, the last house token. Time to see what's inside. Of course, but not for free. That wasn't easy. You see, since Feldcroft was of interest to Ranrock, it became of interest to Rookwood as well. Now to return to the map chamber and not a moment too soon. The statues are a form of bullying. You're no better than him. Perhaps it's time you both moved on. I don't like the looks of that encampment. Levioso. I'd say your wand work could be a bit more fluid. There it is again. My very own room of requirement. Well, well. Look what we have here. This'll do nicely. Devil's Snare. Seems to thrive in darkness. Perhaps it doesn't care for light. They can't see me at all. I can get closer to them. Ranrock is working with Rookwood. I still have the key. Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones? Yes, him. That's the one. I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. Perhaps that helm will yield some answers. How brave. I'm glad you escaped. No use trying to fly here. Hello, can I help you? I'd like the room to feel mysterious and eerie, as if I'm in the Forbidden Forest, surrounded by shadows. It's like a place right out of a storybook. I don't see any goblins in these webs. Not just yet. I'm still looking around. Absolutely. Don't count me out yet. It appears that one glowing rune alone is not going to solve this puzzle. These are never a welcome sight. At least I know what to expect this time. You too, Everett. In class, I heard you mention the Toyohashi Quidditch team. Perhaps I'll play later. Protego! I'd like to learn how to cast the Killing Curse. Hope this isn't as precarious as it looks. Are you finished with the drawing? Well, it is an unusual situation. How did your brother end up like this? They were talking to a student who started as a 5th year, like I did. She could see traces of magic too. Let's take a look around, Armeet. See if we can find any plans. The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me, and he would have had Sirona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened. She was unnerved by Isadora's use of ancient magic. But I still can't be sure how any of it connects to Ranrock. Armeet and I can do this. Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin? Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic. There must be a quicker way out of here than retracing our steps. This journal entry, it mentions getting lost and being unwelcome. Blast! I'll draw her attention. Follow when it's safe. I wonder what came of Arthur's search. Glacius, let's go! Come on, Highwing. Very well. I shall take a look if I can find the time. How long are you going to keep up this charade? Let's make them count. I'm grateful I was able to help you, Mr. Oakes. Adelaide thinks the world of you. Avada Kedavra! What brought you to own a shop in Feldcroft? Is this something we should be learning in school? Of course. I need to look for a unicorn with a beautifully bright coat. It sounds as if she's in trouble. I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned? A small favour in exchange for getting those pages. Aloha Mora. Poor Anne and Sebastian. Elfrida Clegg. I don't want respect from the likes of you. All you do is insult people. That seems to have done the trick. A taste of his own medicine. These dry vines are one spark away from becoming kindling. Honestly, I'm not entirely certain. All I know is that I can see whispers of an old magic that hardly anyone else can.
Obviously.
This is a change of pace from our last outing. I can't believe this is it. The repository has been under the castle for hundreds of years. Spiders do tend to appear in ruins. Here, I have enough to spare. Stay away from the ruins, though. I'll be having nightmares for the rest of my life after that. Could you remind me what I'm to do with the Thestrals, Deke? You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened? I think I'm getting the hang of this. You told me the librarian would be gone by now. Hello again, Imelda. This course is a bit far from the castle, isn't it? Tempting as a bonfire sounds, I think I'll spare you that fate. Even with your help, I'm not certain it would be worth it. Shopkeeping has never really appealed to me. Spend a lot of time in detention, do you? I know. Continue to hone my magic.
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight.
I received a flurry of messages from Professor Black's house elf, Scrope. That's what we're trying to find out. I'm sorry, Natty. It's my fault you got hurt. Merlin's beard. What came over Lodgok, coming here alone? Perhaps I should use Levioso to lift the box and then climb on top of it. Evanesco. Perhaps the only way forward is down. This is it. Perhaps another time, Professor. Oh, hence the name. So, the passage from your ruins to Gringotts, everything in the vault, the restricted section, finding this room, none of these was a trial. This ends here, Ranrock. That should do it. I'd better get back to Saccharissa now. Hello, Mr. Weeks, is it? How was that? Professor, I wondered, did you attend Hogwarts? Mrs. Sprottle told me a little about your brother's disappearance. I must say, I wasn't prepared for him to be as angry as he was. Of course. You never know when you might need a quick means of escape from the castle. A ladder. Not sure I want to know where this leads. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw your sister, well, he didn't want anyone to know. I should imagine so. I'm sorry the other students weren't more friendly. What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens. Oh dear. That sounds awful. All right. But how? Hello, Zenobia. I found all your gobstones. Not at the moment. I can take the crest to Marmaduke's sarcophagus for you. I was impressed that you were able to answer Professor Sharp's question about the Wigglemeld potion. If you would be so kind, Professor Binns. That didn't stay glowing for long and the door didn't open.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to. Professor, what did you mean when you said your education wasn't traditional? Does this mean you've changed your mind about me? This looks a bit dangerous. Kagawa seems strict. I wouldn't want to get into trouble. What in the... Who's there? Did you get what you needed for your sister? Can I help you? Might be interesting to see where this leads. Some of the professors may not agree with your approach. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby. This must be the way forward, but to where? And if nothing will change his mind, I'll see what I can do, Gareth. We won't get through as long as we can be seen by that eye. Nothing gets past you. Arresto momentum. She mentioned dark magic and even the Ashwinders. Can you remind me what you needed help with again? Isadora wasted her ability trying to save people from themselves. I will not let others dictate what I do with this. My power. Yes. It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class. Thank you, Natty. What do you have for sale? That will be all. Thank you for your time. A simple stone. This must be for me. Mr. Oakes' trade journal. What more can you tell me about this place, Professor Rackham? It wasn't as easy to come by as I had expected. I'd like to be paid for my troubles. It's definitely intriguing. I'd like to help you solve this mystery. Yes, you're right. If you're sure. Potato! The man we saw before, Percival Rackham, was a professor here. Revelio. Let's try the other way, perhaps. What book were you reading? This must be locked from the other side. Believe it or not, I have some with me. Accio! I brewed an Edorus potion as you asked, Professor. Why would I want to decipher an old map? This must be Sorona's box of letters. It's sealed shut from the other side. That's why they always seem to be one step ahead. I know what I'm doing. You need to trust me, or I don't see that we can continue together. Hello, Mr. Weeks. Did you still need help with your broom upgrades? Now here's a new challenge. This'll take some getting used to. I'm back from the cave, Deke. I'm sorry. I don't have time for a quiz at the moment. Listen, Professor. So much happened while you were away. It is. This looks like trouble. Thank you, Professor. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. This is starting to hurt. I never thought things would end this way. I hope we did the right thing. Better not let Mr. Lawley see me. Depulsor. This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her. I'm going to have to get past this. I don't mean to be grim, but could Harlow have taken him? Solomon threatened to go to the headmaster if he heard of Sebastian dealing with dark magic. I did indeed find your family wand, but it was in pieces, beyond repair. Hello, Nellie. Actually, I found all of the keys and opened my house chest. Unsanctioned. I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason. Couldn't you have someone buy the dried billywigs things? I wonder if Ranrock is here. Thank you, Professor, but looking after plants isn't all that thrilling to me. Then I must go now and craft this wand. Perhaps Mr. Ollivander will help me. The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard. I'm here about the new spell you wanted to teach me, Professor. I wondered, did you attend Hogwarts? We're both fine, and I can keep her safe, I promise. But I wonder if you can help me with the costs of caring for her. Do you think there's a connection to the triptych? Whoever built this place certainly liked to read. Rickety Bone Bridge complete. I did find it. However, I've taken a liking to it, so I'm going to keep it. Listen to me. I know you're angry and frustrated, but charging ahead now could undo all the progress we've made. Look, down there. How do I use the altering spell? I'll help you find the letter, Natty. A rune symbol. I've seen similar symbols used by the keepers. Bit dramatic, isn't it? Why is your mistress selling the shop? And you? Dreadful looking place, isn't it? I've jeweled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back. Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill. I'm going to have to use Accio to get to those books. I actually don't have time for this right now. Perhaps another day. Gah! These inferi are horrible! Perfect. Let's see what we've got. Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
Deke, what am I meant to be doing again? They're adorable. Why would you be afraid of a puffskein? Glaciers. You didn't see anything? Speak with anyone? Hello. What do we do now? Ominous is not going to cast the Cruciatus Curse again. Once we tell them about the Snidgets, they'll understand why we came and they'll want to help. Professor, I wondered if I could ask how you came to Hogwarts. If it's all right with you, I'd rather not say. At least not at the moment. What is it, Professor? I officially have all of my supplies. That was quite something. Not at the moment. Looks rather dark in there. Never stopped me before. I finished all of the tasks you gave me, Professor Hecat. The 9 rocks on the map. The knockback jinx. If I happen to see it, I'll have a look. Mallowsweet. Believe me, I am having thoughts, but I'm still convinced we should go ahead. I don't know much about Merlin, if I'm honest, but your wife's work sounds intriguing. I believe I am. Mr. Barnes will only get in trouble going down this path. I need to find another way to get him a venomous tentacula. I think the reason Isadora hasn't appeared is because she can't. I'd like the room to feel natural and earthy, as though I'm outdoors. They're gone, for now. I need to get out of here. Where could Neve be? Are you all right? Are you holding your breath? Yes, Sebastian. It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option. Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there. Expulso. Huh. Another pensive. Well, that's the end of that. Indeed he was. Thank you, sir. I will look out for them. Ominous and I found a compromise. Crucio, correct? The Cruciatus Curse, also known as the Torture Curse, inflicts excruciating pain on the victim. Something smells sweet. Must be close to Honeydukes. Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone. What do you have for sale? Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone. The International Confederation of Wizards. So, what? You finally scared everyone else away? Where does this one lead? Off the beaten path, I suspect. I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book. We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more. I ought to look around before using the passageway. I will defeat you. In Lodgok's memory. Professor? Certain things can appear only when I'm on one side of an archway. You don't think the rumours about the cave are true, do you? Well, I don't know about meticulous, but I did as I was asked. The candles seem to be leading into the Forbidden Forest. It does sound intriguing, but I need to consider my finances first. I'll come and find you if I'm interested. That seems a bit more dangerous than teaching potions. Hello? Is something the matter? With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this. Of course. Glad to hand it over, frankly. Sebastian simply wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other 5th years. He didn't think you'd mind. He doesn't want to fight you and he can't stand by and let you leave with the relic. I said I'd take responsibility. I need you to teach me the curse. Actually, now isn't the best time after all. Is that ice? Who lived here, I wonder? In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe, to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble. Avada Kedavra. If it means another upgrade, the pleasure's all mine. I need to align these statues with their reflections. Calm down, I'm here now. You must be able to get away with anything. I am too. You were speaking to a goblin here that day. Samantha will be glad to hear that the crest has been returned. I certainly hope it reverses the curse. Almost there. One more hawk lump to harvest. I'm ready. Thank you, Imelda. Crucio! It sounds like a dangerous spell. I need to keep going forward somehow. We need to get this open. I'll see what I can do. A lift? Must be how I get down. Looks broken, though. I should be going now. Thank you. Madam Mason? About the shop? How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist? The curse is lifted already. He'll easily find his way out of the catacomb just as we did. I have, Professor. Rookwood. I was hoping to look around for a moment, if you don't mind. Take it all in. Professor, could you remind me what I'm to do before I can learn Incendio? What about this helmet makes it so special? We do! Listen to me. Lodgok has insights into Ranrock that we don't. Actually, perhaps another time. Wonder if Ranrock and his crew are in there. I've already rescued one, actually. Do you have another beast in mind for today? Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do? Those pipes must power something around here. No wonder Sophronia wants to see this. Very well. Let me know when and I'll meet you. Not my best. Scrope? Who is Scrope? Wasn't hoping for that. Not to worry. Sounds like you're speaking from experience. This one appears to be broken.
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have you. Now move along.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are. Expulso! You mentioned that your paintings were taken. Are you a painter? I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's all right. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that. I'll keep an eye out for more demiguise statues and see if I can bring you more moons. You wanted to speak with me, Professor? For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet. Down to the water's edge. This had better not be a trick. And look, treasure. I promised to tell you everything, but it's perhaps best I do that later. Just saying hello. It was nice to meet you. An archaic puzzle. Sounds fascinating. If you were that good, I can't believe a bit of bad luck could end your entire Quidditch career. That house chest will be open in no time. A flying key. Hello, Sophronia. That was quite the quiz you gave me. What are you up to now? This door must need power from something. You mentioned astronomy tables earlier, in class. What were you talking about? I like to think I can be trusted, but I suppose we'll find out. Always armed and ready for a fight, Ranrock's loyalists. I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be? Mr. Weeks, what did you need from me? I can end this right now. I have to destroy the drill and stop Ranrock's loyalists. Ha! That wasn't too bad. That wasn't so difficult after all. Now to find that book. What was it you needed me to do, Scrope? Sebastian, I'm afraid Anne may never be able to forgive you. But at least now you have a chance to change your path. Likely this astronomy table will be best used when it's dark. Yes, Professor. Honeydukes. I can smell the chocolate. Leave her alone. That sounds a bit mysterious. I suppose I'm on my own this time. No need to be difficult. I mean you no harm. Good. Different. I sensed a sort of surge of some kind. Charles Rookwood wouldn't have wanted you near it. You wouldn't know it by how many I've killed lately, but honestly, I'm terrified of spiders. I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together. Do not joke about that. If you tell me where to go, I'll see what I can do about it. I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him. And you declined? That's good news. He seems very nice. No flying here, I see. Just having a look around, if that's all right. I managed to catch them off guard. I'll keep an eye out for Rococo. I'm afraid I can't say. I didn't read the journals. We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later. They seem to be going deeper into the forest. Hello, Mrs. Bugbrook. What was it you needed help with? I have them right here. This was his old telescope. Looks practically brand new. I owe you an apology, Ominis. I wasn't honest with you before about the Undercroft. Sebastian did show it to me. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a grat pawn. I'd better not let Madame Scribner see me trying to get in here. Honestly, she was a bit intimidating. Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget? Don't tell me he's still going on about, what was it, a scriptorium? What do you have for sale? Poachers. Garniff was right then. I'd better be careful. I think I should have a rest. Try again later. Perhaps I should find something to stand on. Perhaps I could help put the bells back up. Go! Here's some beef, but it's not rotten. I'd best keep looking. What do you need help retrieving? I don't want to fly right now. Perhaps later. Fair bit of bad luck there, I'd say. I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne. These Merlin trials won't get the best of me. He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in. It looks empty. If they've taken all of it, why are they still here? I'm excited to hear more. You mentioned offering something in exchange for my assistance. We're both fine. And I have a safe place for her at Hogwarts. Why would anyone doubt your ability to upgrade brooms? Ha! Don't like that very much, do you? Just before I came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. Actually, Sebastian brought me there. But he made it perfectly clear to keep quiet about it. I'd like to go with Sebastian. Do you have any advice on how I can rescue more elusive beasts? Highwing. I know he's angry, but he's only trying to do what he thinks is best for Anne. Where did you suggest we meet? Have I not proven myself, Professor? I need to get to that repository before Ranrock does. Hello, Deke. Shall we continue? What will I find in the cave? Where should I look for more demiguise statues and moons? I saw an aura badge on your desk and was wondering if you could tell me more about your time as an aura. The door is looking at us. Helen Thistlewood, wasn't it? I'd be happy to help with the delivery. You'll be back in my field guide in no time. Enchanted candles. Wonder where they're heading. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. You're my Summoner's Court opponent, Professor Ronan. Very well, Professor. Perhaps I have to purchase a broom then. Hello, Miss Willardsey. I did. I need to fix the lift before I can use it. Glad to hear it. Oh, hello, Armeet. Nice to see you again. About what we discussed, Nerida. No, I don't think so. Not right now. Let's get into that castle. Another dial solved. Yes, what is it? Why would someone risk their life for spider venom? I don't suppose you've heard anything from your parents, have you? Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. Hello, Lucan. I wanted to talk to you about crossed wands. Sebastian, we need to go. You could have got us killed. Professor, that sounds wonderful, Mr. Ollivander. Aunt, about your carts. He's faltering! I have a feeling I'm not alone here. This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here? I don't know. But Fig and I think that Ranrock has somehow found a way to harness that magic's power.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Are you holding your breath again? Where can I find the resources I need? Not making this easy on me. Just one more gobstone. A flying page must be around here somewhere. Shouldn't you be preparing for your next class or helping a student? Sounds like a good idea. Descendium. Find us keepers, Grace. Hello, Mr. Semi. Would you mind telling me a little about Cambridge? I also know the promise, Professor. With all I have learned, I can avoid making the same mistakes Isadora did. I can learn to wield this magic for good. Thank you, Sebastian. But perhaps now is not the time. His search. Hello, Deke. You'll be pleased to know that a little Thestral was born. I can't do that, Armeet. You might need it. What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you? Professor, what made you want to teach herbology? I think you're right to be concerned, Adelaide. Your uncle may be in trouble. The cave must be somewhere in this maze. I wonder what else is in here. He did. We were talking about our house founder and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though. Look at this place. Did the Mer people really leave Nerida an artifact? I'm getting used to things. What about you? Do you finally feel settled? I'd say the summoning charm would come in handy right about now. Is it really that important that the bells go back up? Hengist of Woodcroft. I will say that herbology wasn't as much fun as charms. I agree, Natty. We'll get him. I've never seen someone so committed to a cause. Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories? Hello, Samantha. Are you here for Summoner's Court? That's a bit unnerving. I suppose even if it might lead to answers about what happened to your aunt, it does pose a risk. Missed it. One of Ranrock's camps. Exactly as Madame Beaumont described. You knew Professor Weasley when you were in Uganda. Why do you need me to report to you on this broom flight? Hello, nice to meet you. I'm impressed. I think reaching out to the Mer people is a grand idea. I don't know what people have said, but I certainly wasn't showing off. Professor Fig and I wound up there after the dragon attack. There was this port key that I can certainly look out for him. I can see why you didn't want to go. She was quite cantankerous. Sounds as if Mr. Moon deserved what he got. But perhaps it's time you both moved on. What do you mean? Why? Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want. Ugh! Blast it! There's got to be another way to get up to the roof. Somewhere. Moths are attracted to light. Very well, Professor. Tell me where I need to go. Where did you learn the Imperious Curse? Poor Sebastian. Not the visit he'd hoped for. Conjuring? What if I stood on one platform and used Accio on the other? That ought to work. Thank you for your help, Deke. Hitting those marks readjusts the archways. Perhaps there's a way forward from the other side of this one. Miss Willardsey will never believe where the butterflies led me. I'll need to destroy every last spider in that cellar if this is to end. Professor, what inspired your interest in magical beasts? I know what this is. A page from my field guide. Good. No more egg sacs. That statue. It looks like the symbol I've been seeing. Reducto! Really? Well, thank you, I think. Hello, Lucan. Is the final round of cross wands ready? It worked! Ominous. You possess a rare ability indeed. Expelliarmus ought to disarm you brutes. Merlin! I don't know what to say, Poppy. I can't imagine what that must have been like for you. These spiders are determined to make a meal of us. Don't think I've found all the plans. I'd best keep looking. Confringo! Mr. Rabe's wand must be nearby if he can sense it from his cell. I'm happy to tell you that I returned the crest to Marmaduke's sarcophagus just as you asked. Professor, could you spare a moment? This looks intriguing. Can you tell me a bit more about Deke? That's it. Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class? We'll need to get across this gap somehow. I suppose I could, but why should I spend my time on a glorified errand? Ominous, I received your owl. What's happened with Sebastian? I found the book that you said would exonerate you. I'm glad that Professor Weasley arranged for this visit to Hogsmeade. Cassandra Mason. Was she behind all of this? Even so, you'll want to prepare yourself. The place needs something of clean up. Unless there's a book here about how to escape a haunted dungeon, I've no time for light reading. I should be going now. Thank you. There's a victory that came none too soon. Ugh. Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the seeds Professor Weasley arranged for me to collect. I've finished the activities you assigned me, Professor Garlick. Imelda certainly is strong competition. You did not? Is it connected to our common room? How charming. They keep in touch with each other. Professor! The Founder's Relics. Stupefy! Not sure this is the right way. That sounds like trouble. Professor, do you have a moment? I'm not entirely sure, but the Keepers have said that it's a powerful magic that should only be wielded by a select few. Very well. Aspiration. Birds aren't afraid of heights. Perhaps I should look a bit higher. Perhaps moving piles of bones towards the center will help. Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok. I did. Thank you again, Scrope. You're a credit to house elves. Where am I to find these friends of his? I don't know, but they don't look particularly appetizing to me. All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead. No, that's not it. Not quite ready yet. Thank you, Mr. Hill. That's very generous of you. As am I. Thank you, by the way. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. I'm afraid I've decided to keep them. That'll teach you to stink up your classmates. All right. Seems like a poor choice of inventory. Surely that's obvious. There's no telling what lies in wait for me in there. How is it you're so good at selling? Seems unusual for a house elf. Why is it you can't conquer your fear of spiders? There must be some sort of mechanism for this doorway. Yes. Just a few more minutes. Shall we take a closer look? What else is in Mr. Lawley's cellar? More of them! How is Everett flying so quickly? Highwing. And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam. Now that's taken care of. I need to find the heirloom for Milo's daughter. Hello, Natty. How are you? Hazel must be here somewhere. I'm ready. That must be the pedestal. What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking? Nothing. These Inferi seemed far from controlled. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth. So this is the infamous absconder. This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is. That's it. I should tell Madam Twiddle about what happened. I didn't. I promise. The book I found in the restricted section was missing some pages. That's about it. Perhaps the other way's more promising. I hear a dugbog near here has been acting strangely. Have you ever seen it? Wizard kind see things differently. It's a wonder goblins and wizards have ever been able to work together. Pardon me, is everything all right? Petrificus totalis. Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death? Very well. If I'm in the area, perhaps I shall take a look. Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help. Professor, might I have a moment? You can always count on me for a fight when it comes to poachers. Sebastian, I'm curious to know what's happening in Feldcroft. Might you have any insight? You've protected yourself again. Not for long. Deke, Professor. The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behaviour. You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor. He and Ranrock were close once, but they had a falling out. Thank you. It's been an honour. Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you. High Wing! Go! The moth stopped. Perhaps I need to keep casting Lumos on it. Unless what? Ancient magic. I hate to think that they see me, but I don't see them. You have. Thank you for speaking with me, Professor. I see. There must be something to the arrangement of the candles. Seems I'm ill-prepared. I shall go and find a mooncalf then. I found what I believe is an authentic historian's uniform. Getting through the cavern can't have been the only challenge. Perhaps we should search for runes. Ominous. A skeleton. And Noctua's last journal entry. She mentions being trapped here, blocked by an unforgivable curse. The white one. It's her. Destroying the pillars will bring the ceiling down on the drill. Ominous has. Let's go. I'm suggesting we negotiate. Nearly Headless Nick asked me to get some rotten roast beef from the kitchens. I've never felt such power. I'll get you the Fuipa feather, as long as you're certain Sharp won't miss it. I'm not sure I really believe that one can see the future. There wasn't much to it. I don't know, Deke. Sounds a lot of work. Can't I just carry on rescuing beasts? Hello, Mr. Ollivander. I wondered if you might be able to help me with something. Yes! Ravenclaw is correct. It's not a complete guide without you. Of course. What did the letter say? I know. I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones. That's the last book. Now to take them back to Cressida. Surely that's the last of those. Fiend key, isn't it? I know I came in here for something. What was it? The room around me has changed again. Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again. You did not. Sounds worth looking into. Any idea where in the castle? Bats. Lovely. I think I've seen Ominous in potions. Or was it herbology? I've noticed that he uses his wand to navigate the castle. This is the Dirical Den. But Miss Moffat said Gwenira only appears at night. You must miss him. You should be able to take care of yourself. I'm not giving you anything. That's all the Hawk lumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. I'm all right at the moment. So much for my efforts at concealment. Where am I? What's going on? More poachers. How many are there? Lord Gok said, I'm afraid it's really up to Sebastian, and his mind seems to be made up. It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit. Ah, of course. And you're right. Shall I head directly to the shop then? Not too bad, if you know what you're doing. Sounds simple enough. And who wouldn't want to go to Honeyduke's? Not a chance! There it is. The bridge, it's almost complete. Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there. Nothing to worry about. I handled it. Mrs. Twiddle, your husband was right. The statue was part of a puzzle. Well, that's unfortunate. Now, where could that Acromantula cave be? What will happen if we're caught in the restricted section? What did Officer Singer say about the letter you brought her? I choose Vestas and Venom. That's incredible. You know this area well. Trust me, Ominous. I won't say a word. You should have told me the truth and punished yourself as necessary. I need to go and find Officer Singer. I was wondering, what made you want to teach herbology? This is the end. You monster. Hello. Do you have a moment? This is definitely going to anger your parents. Perhaps another time. Please, could you explain the rules again? Poor Lord Cock. Dead by his brother's hand. No wonder he tried so hard to reason with him. How am I being protected? What sort of magic is this? Oh, I had no idea it was hers. What do we have here? A demiguise. It was mostly luck, that's all. I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, these coins must have come from Miss Coffee's Niffler. There she is again. Perhaps later. I have other things to do. All right, Professor. I'll see you soon. I know what that means. Merlin trial. Hello. I'm here to help. I can take you somewhere safe. Deadly serious. Professor Fig has insisted that I not tell a soul about any of this. I've probably said too much. Where can I find this statue? We're not finished yet. I'm not sure that they would. This'll take some getting used to. Perhaps your uncle was right about you. You don't know when to stop. I didn't keep you waiting, did I? Defindo. Let's see what's up your sleeve this time, Merlin. Perhaps I need to open the sarcophagi. Can you tell me more about yourself? What could this be? It's a tad hot. Surely the safety of Cragcroft is worth more. I'd hate for the Ashwinders to know who offered a bounty on Selwyn. I'll be fine, Mr. Oakes. You get back to Adelaide. I assure you, her worries outweigh yours. North America. More like you underestimated me. That was your mistake. This well looks familiar. These lanterns must belong somewhere. He won't listen to reason. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind. I don't need extra work to become a better flyer. Ho! Ho! That looks as if it might raise the gate.
Miss Broom, a word.
Descendo. You don't create anything worthwhile without setting a few things on fire. I'm not going anywhere with you. I should hope that the enchantments protecting the castle would protect against an incursion from below. That's a good idea. We need to see this through. Can you tell me more about the potions shop, Professor? Hello again, Mrs. Sprottle. There's Jackdaw looking dead as ever. What happened here? Might it happen again? Your poaching days are over. Empty perches. Could be the right size for jackdaws. Or statues of jackdaws. Very well. I shall let Mr. Pippin know I delivered the potions as requested. I should look into the statue Madame Twiddle mentioned. Expulso. Sibling rivalry. Sounds as if it might run in the family. Yes. It's Hogwarts. And the bad news? Reporting back, Professor. Assignment's all finished. What can you tell me about your shop? Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives. I am. Sebastian and I met during a rather lively duel in defense against the dark arts. Where are we? We have another fight on our hands. Incendio! Well, that wasn't too hard. Evangeline should be pleased about this. Even if Black isn't. It was a book we were after. This looks like the spot from the treasure map. Hello. I'd much rather have arrived on time and without a dragon attack en route. Very well. Yes, that's the wand for me. I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him? I should be going now. Thank you. This mine looks like a tomb. Arresto momentum. Whoa! Hairy ears. They're certainly persistent. Confringo. You may be reading into it. Talking to people isn't a crime. More than one. That's that. Settled. I should be going now. Thank you. Only 2 lanterns, but 3 spots. Perhaps I should move them around to open the door and build the platform. I'd like to learn a bit about you, sir, if you don't mind. What were the horrible stories you were told about the Forbidden Forest? I am quite capable of owning a shop, I can assure you. I should think you'd be happy to have a buyer. What a relief. This is going well. Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. I have good news. Don't really see the value in organised duelling. Senseless fighting, in my opinion. May I ask what led you to accept a position at Hogwarts after your career as an aura? We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Shame. Those splinters must be what's left of Ollivander's wand. At least I can take the pages. Both camps cleared. Madame Beaumont will be glad to hear that. Where do I need to be to get all of them to stand at once? Is this where we're meeting the centaurs? Incendio. Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like? Hello, Deke. Let's find out. Any other pertinent details about those owls? Made it. Madam Thistlewood. I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you. I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade. If that's what I need to do to speak to Jackdaw, I'll do it. It's a little too warm if you ask me. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own, and the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well, I can't go up there. From everything I've seen, you're doing precisely that. Tell Rookwood to find me himself. Why would I need a piece of toast? I suppose that's where it goes. What do you have for sale? Actually, I think she'll be safer with me. Oh, that smells awful. Only 4 more, thank goodness. Who is this wizard? What will we find in here? Amatentia. At least now we know we're not alone in here. Wingardium Leviosa. What's happening? Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn. But sir, how dangerous could the library be? Perhaps we're only after a book. You mentioned that more and more customers are trying to stay out of sight. Why? Why are the premises in such disarray? Thank you, but it really wasn't all that challenging. Wait, why do we need a key? Isn't there a spell for this? Hopefully they've had a good meal. Yes, but I'll be expecting payment first. In theory. What are you talking about? What was in the note? I found the pages and the map chamber. Why would I need the book? Protego. Someone piled this here for a reason. Is it blocking something? I'm sure I'll be seeing you around, either in our common room or when you scale your next tower. I ought to see how Sebastian's faring. You can see Thestrals too. I'm nearly finished. 1 more vase. Of course, officer. Without Revelio, we'll have no hope of finding him. Then I shouldn't feel guilty. Wingardium Leviosa. A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about. It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest. Yes. Has your uncle traded with many goblins? No, that's not Grimbold Weft. He did, Professor. Rather an overreaction on their part. Of course. Shall we leave now? Might I ask you some questions, Sirona? Yes, sir. I have them here. I believe so, sir. Where am I to meet you, Professor? I wonder when Professor Fig will be back. I did promise him I wouldn't neglect my studies while he was away. The Ukrainian Ironbelly. Time? For what? How long have you had a passion for brooms? I've met some interesting students in Hufflepuff. Hard-working lot, I gather. Revelio. I'm a student. From Hogwarts. I should be going now. Thank you. How can there be more? Arrowshire won't be safe until they're all cleared out. May I ask you something, Mrs. Bickle? Ah, I have everything. I see what you meant about not being able to pick a favourite shop. Very well. I'm listening. I think I've got it. I thought the rotten roast beef was for you. I think that's enough practice for now. Here's a lost page. Exactly. I'm sorry you experienced something like that at so young an age. It sounds as if the Loyalists attacked Anne without cause. I'm afraid I don't follow. I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered. Is everything all right? Yes, I'm ready now. I haven't decided quite yet, but I do find magical beasts fascinating. He must be around here somewhere. When did you last see him? The vault seemed to go on forever. I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section. Fig is an interesting wizard, to be sure. I imagine he could tell some stories. What's down there? What written plans? And why can't you come with us? How horrible. Poor Ominous. He was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself. Believe it or not, it's a room below Hogwarts. It's a wonder the Ministry isn't doing more. That I do. They're quite clever. The Keepers have shown me other memories as well. The girl became a Hogwarts professor. Her name was Isadora Morganach. She was one of the Keepers. I'm ready to finish Harlow once and for all. What is your plan? A troll? You can't be serious. Professor, I wondered if I might ask how long you've been teaching at Hogwarts. Archie's satchel. Why would he leave it behind? True. What's going on here? Hello, Imelda. Albie Weeks sent me. Wait. You've never been inside? Madame Lewang? I have a delivery from J. Pippin's Potions. Hello, Lucan. Is the final round of cross wands ready? Thank you, Lucan. Glacius. I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can find Imelda. Yes, Natty. Nothing gets past you. Surely that's the last of them. What else should we know about the enchanted door? Hello, Professor Rackham. We've placed the book on the pedestal as you asked. I wonder if the chess pieces on the board indicate where I can't go. Professor, do you have a moment? Time to see what new secrets await. Are you all right? We're looking for Mr. Bickle. Why are you fixated on Gwynaira and not rescuing all the Diracles? I can see why Feldcroft needs help. Yes, sir, but I didn't tell her anything else about her travels here. Perhaps a potion would help. It appears I won't be going up there. Hello, Scrope. Thanks to you, I was able to enter Apollonia's grotto. The toast was the key. Where am I supposed to go? I'm back in the restricted section. I should find out how Sebastian fared with Peeves. I have a few questions about the demiguise statues. He seemed trustworthy. Difficult to know, really. But Sirona Ryan trusts him. Truthfully, I am not. But I am interested to know why you chose this path for yourself. No, this isn't the one. May I ask you about Mr. Bickle's friends? Am I right that you speak gobbledygook? Of course. They are yours, after all. We have our work cut out for us. We need to work together if we're going to find the final piece to the triptych. That chest looks interesting. He wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other fifth years. He didn't think you'd mind. I suspect Mr. Weeks will be glad to hear how I fared. The Golden Snuggery. Defindo! I'm not sure. What's this all about? Ominous. Sebastian meant well. Here's the Fwhopper feather you wanted. The Basilisk. Sebastian told me to see you about a club. I'd be glad to help you, Mr. Moon. That's it for the poachers. Now to find Biscuit. Didn't anyone ever teach you not to take things that don't belong to you? I have to believe that only a Gryffindor would have had the courage to get this far. Not at all. I was, intrigued by stories of a giant squid and wanted to learn more. I encountered Scrope, who seemed delighted to share what he knew. I'm afraid I'm all out of invisibility potion. I suggest finding somewhere safe and being especially careful. I'd better light these boilers if I want to go any further. I don't suppose she listened to reason. Hello. I suppose it is rather late, isn't it? Too many. I must cross this road as fast as I can. This trunk? Merlin himself would be proud. Oh, blast. I may have more luck higher up in the keep. Why are you using Jackdaw's head for this game? I think Biscuit will be safer with me, Garniff. Another memory. Now to find a way out of here. The blast does heat things up. I see how you lost your eyebrows. Ominous, your aunt wanted to change your family's traditions. Perhaps, but we did get in trouble and Kagawa could hold it against us. Yes, which led me to a secret hideout where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost. I'll say, nearly went deaf. No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me. I'm feeling better, sir, if you'd like to look around a bit. Do you think that this was damaged by the fire the night that Anne was cursed? No time to stop and smell the... whatever these are. Thank you, Sebastian. I'll meet you later. It was nothing at all, Adelaide. I'm just glad your uncle's safe. Are we weakening him at all? Sebastian... Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade. Made it. I wouldn't call it fun, really. What do you mean, to blame? Ha ha! Now that's more like it! Too soon for that, it seems. I was able to harvest some hawk lumps for you, and I found Sorona's box of letters. Thank you, Ominous. You're a good friend. What do you have for sale? Hello, Mr. Ndi? Eddie Thistlewood sent me. This must be Mr. Oakes's wand. Perhaps now he can set himself free. I'm ready for whatever comes next. I know it sounds strange, but get you answers about Slytherin and Sebastian answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together. Do they always talk to you like that? Wonder if I'm safe to explore in there. Happy to help. Especially if you can shed light on the book. Everyone hates you. Why? Apologies, Professor. Perhaps another time. How did that happen? Why is your ancestor so well known? Incendio. It's feeding off the power from the repository. Aha! Brilliant! Perhaps I could get that tree to move. A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here? Is there something I can help you with, Mr... That's one crate in hand. I only need one more. I wonder if I need to place lanterns to open these doors. There. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something. Must we? It seems a lot of trouble to go to for a creature we've already rescued. Drills, Lodgok. They're building enormous drills. Yes, Natty. Ranrock's loyalists are hiding out near Feldcroft. They must have the other crate of Chinese chomping cabbages. Sylvana Selwyn. Perhaps I am competition. Imperio. How should I collect magical materials? I shouldn't worry about it. It's only a niffler. I find your lectures quite engaging, sir. Thank you for sharing your vast knowledge. Dead end. Must be another way in. You for answers about what happened to Anne, and me for answers about the Keepers. I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished. I should be going now. Thank you. Your friend, Mr. Ollivander, sent me an owl asking for help finding an heirloom wand that was stolen from him. Interesting. But not Grimbled Weft. This must be Arranshire. I'd best keep an eye out for spiders. Isadora must have honed her skill with ancient magic here. Glad I could be of help, and I look forward to visiting your shop the next time I'm in Arranshire, only because of you. How are you feeling? Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match. Here's some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used. I need to get that note down. These devices run on steam power. Leviosa. It actually was a spot of trouble. You never mentioned I might encounter a troll. I think you should pay me more. Whisperer? Why was Marmaduke's tomb cursed? Incendio ought to make quick work of these webs. I take it you're a fan. Understood, Professor. Hello again, Agnes. Wait, Professor. The name Rookwood. Do you think... You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes. Professor Sharp didn't seem as impressed as you are. He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted. How did you happen to become a member of the Headless Hunt? Hello, sir. What do you sell here? The Deathly Hallows. That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him. I'll send word to Fig to meet me in the map chamber. He and the Keepers need to know Ranrock has that journal and knows where the final repository is. I'll keep that in mind, Natty. Thank you. Found them. Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow. This is where Saccharissa said to go. Now, where are those boober-tubers? She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now. Surely you will be trying to complete the challenge as well. I'd imagine most students have never seen a dragon. Have you? Professor, do you have a moment to speak again? The Keepers were right. The risk of using this magic is too dangerous. It is my responsibility alone to keep it safe. I'm not sure what you mean, but I'm quite all right as I am. Hello, Lodgok. Sorona said I might find you here. Faster! Congratulations on your many years of success. To you and your father. Sebastian told me a little of what happened when you were young. Sounds as if you had no choice. Things are definitely different on either side of the archway. But how? I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now. Imperio. It was the only way to get out of here without a fight. I believe you. Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad to have the opportunity to practice. I'd rather not, but if you insist, so be it. Did you know Mary Portman, the spider breeder? I'd rather not deal with difficult people, but for a reward, I think I can manage. And sir, they know you were a keeper. Ranrock used the term. I should check the map again for clues. Didn't she stop that dragon skull from crushing you? Perhaps I could test out my new upgrade on the way. I'm truly sorry about your friend, Deke. Thank you, Professor. I shall keep an eye out. A jackdaw. Just as Mr. Ollivander said. Seen better days, I fear. Haven't you any friends at school? What did you do with them? I've gained a new appreciation for breakfast. Why do you need Mr. Lawley's venomous tentacular in particular? Thank you, Poppy. I'll be gentle. A furnace. Could be promising. I shall. I wonder where I should conjure their pen. These eggs must be destroyed. Incendio should be enough to light these flames. I know how to cast it. Sebastian taught me. But I won't do it unless you agree. Are you a keen Wizard chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match. That glow again. But on the floor. Ah! I had a feeling there would be a catch to that telescope. If your grand's all right and they didn't get the egg, then perhaps we're fine. I might as well grab the Niffler. I'm here now. Sir, could you remind me about the delivery you needed help with? Who's tearing this place apart? Stupefy. I ought to use the crate to break through the floor here. I'm willing to learn to cast it, Ominous. It may be the only way. But I won't do it unless you agree. I could take care of Selwyn for you. I'm sorry, how exactly has he been cursed? That one is true. Not the typical start to a new school. That's it. I'm making good progress with those tokens. I see. What do I need to do? Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken? That must be the way to the repository. It sounds dangerous, especially for something of mere sentimental value. What a nice idea, Ron. I wish you luck with it. I myself feel studying is worthy of a more serious approach. Hello. Nice to meet you. You mentioned someone named Priya. Something isn't right, Sebastian. Is it ambition? I may seem single-minded, but it is important to go after what you want from life. The field guide's getting a bit more complete. Something to consider. Thank you for your help, Mr. Babcock. Now that I have the venomous tentacular, I should return to Mr. Barnes. It's my first time in Hogsmeade, actually. Her memories showed what she did for her father, which I also saw in Professor Rookwood's pensive. This castle will never cease to surprise me. What do you have for sale? I wonder what that does. Professor Weasley? I have nothing more to ask. A rock formation? That's the first landmark on this map. Now to find the crooked tree. I should see this through and find the Hufflepuff house chest. Don't forget why I'm here, sir. Excellent. Professor Fig and I ended up there after the dragon attack. It's quite the tale. Fig had this port key. There was little time to react, but it was an unforgivable curse. I think I'll need to light all of these. What was it like being an Auror? Well, that's everything. Better go and find Natty. I wonder how Mr. Haggerty will take this news. His sister wasn't the thief, and his heirloom's coming home. Hello, Lenora. What are you looking at? Wait, I don't want you getting into trouble for me. Ranrock, if you can hear me, your end is coming. I'll say. Got it. I must say, I enjoy a good challenge. A Niffler. It wasn't Catherine Haggerty after all. That's really not funny. I see, this is supposed to spin. But how? There must be another moth nearby. It's certainly an odd decree, even for Black, taking down the bells for a headache. I completed the assignments, Professor. I can do better. Wingardium Leviosa. Perhaps I should use Protego. Then I'm glad we helped to foster some healthy diplomatic relations. Garneth, I've rescued Biscuit. I suspect that's where I come in. What do you think, Professor? Stupefy ought to make quick work of these pumpkins. I don't understand. What can I do to help? Missed one. Perhaps I can find a way to reveal the path. Stay back! Adelaide mentioned her uncle's camp may be near Brockborough, past the river. We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned. Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashbinders. I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you. Yes, Sebastian. Shouldn't a host entertain his guest? Not exactly, Professor, but I must be on my way. The rumours are true, and I did, but it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. What does your mother think about all of this? I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials. Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle. Why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo? Pardon me, Mr. Sallow. Well, this isn't ideal. That wasn't too difficult. Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. Thank you. Oh no, this must be Mary. Poor woman. I don't want to learn the curse, but I can handle the pain. It's fine. Cast it on me. And you're not who I thought you to be. Based upon your diary, you seem terribly judgmental. What's that hanging there? Looks precarious. How do you know about the book and the pages? But sir, why was your wife searching for evidence of lost magic? I don't think I can get to that note. I'll have to bring it to me. Well, as it happens, I have what you need. Here. Not sure it'll help you, though. Be careful, won't you? I do recall seeing the memory, but I don't remember all of the details. Professor Fig does know a great deal about, different forms of magic. Gareth, I hope Professor Fig got my L. I need to tell him and the Keepers that Ranrock knows where the last repository is. To see traces of ancient magic? Yes, sir, I do. Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle. After pulling the block out through the archway, I can place it where it can be climbed on while on the other side of the archway. Incendio. I'd like to know more about Anne. Professor Fig! And there's no sign of Sebastian. A journal entry. Signed by Noctua Gaunt. I heard the Ashwinders were causing trouble around here. One less poacher in the wizarding world. May I ask where you put him? Suppose I should look for that secret hall Sophronia told me about. It does sound interesting. I believe I need to proceed to the left here, but how? Nice. It hasn't, Professor. Thank you for the warning. I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ranrock. Yes, of course. Good to see you again. Of course I care, Sebastian. We've come this far. Don't let your frustration get the better of you. That's true, and I'm still not sure what it all means. Professor, I'd like to play a game of Summoner's Court. It is. I haven't left the castle since I arrived. That sounds a fine idea, but I would like to look around a little before we leave. Now I can conjure a breeding pen in the room. Best get back to Deke with the Thestrals. Shame I didn't bring a broom. I've always wanted to see Azkaban. Count me in. And this must be the last piece of Herodiana's ensemble. It is remarkable. The moths match the shapes I saw on the door. Excuse me, Professor. Could you remind me what my assignments were about? Don't suppose you have any idea what could be waiting for me inside the tomb? Hello? Is there something I can help you with? Sebastian, I think I found something. A canvas piece. I hope that's the last, Spider. Wait, you didn't say you knew how to cast Crucio. I'm eager to try it out. Understood, Professor. Lodgok's getting himself into more danger than he realizes. I'd better find him. Did that really just happen? Of course. It's the sort of thing friends do for each other, isn't it? If I can just get to him, I should be able to disband the group. It looks familiar. Perhaps your young friend is more well-travelled than you might think. We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. He clearly regrets everything. He's not going to do anything like this again. We're getting closer, Professor! That way! I have to believe that only a Hufflepuff would have had the tenacity to get this far. How did you become so close with the unicorn? I have, Professor. Perhaps I should cast Accio to get that frame out of the way first. Thank you for your time, Professor Binns. It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class. I'm glad to hear it. She deserves peace. And this is my mentor, Professor Fig. I should try casting Depulso to move those blocks. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters. There's something here by the altar. It seems happy to come with me. I wonder if it could travel in the knapsack. I have decided to open the repository. Its power cannot lie dormant for centuries more. This castle's hiding all sorts of secrets. After what Ranrock did to that goblin banker at Gringotts, I shouldn't be surprised at what happened to Arn. Ha! I knew there was a connection. Incendio will light this. Then I can move along from here once and for all. Well, I'd say it was a pleasure, but you're right. I have the telescope. It's nicer than I'd expected. I am, at the request of Mr. Moon. I received your owl on your stationery. I was sure I had some, but it seems not. Afraid I'm not able to help. Good luck with the, spiders. Don't really have time for tea. Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat. I wouldn't keep your Rococo. He needs to be home with you. This looks like the right statue. Now, what was the password? I should be able to burn away these webs. Wait here! I'll run ahead! Nice to meet you as well, Professor. Are you related to Nora Treadwell? During class, you mentioned the Toyahashi Quidditch team. Hello, Adelaide. I received your owl. A moth. That frame was decorated with moths. I wonder if this one belongs there. I'm sorry to hear that. Words can be cruel. One more page for my field guide. Very good. I'm sorry this happened to you. I shall certainly keep an eye out for your cards. I'm sorry the other students weren't more friendly. I know. Imperio! I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it. It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps. Hogsmeade, here I come. Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? I want to learn the curse, but I won't cast it on you. You need to cast it on me. I hope Professor Fitzgerald has confirmed what she needed to. I have to complete the next trial as soon as I can. I believe he's trustworthy, yes. He seemed sincere. And Serona Ryan trusts him. Archie Bickle. I'm sorry, Natty. I wish there was something I could do to help. I met the ghost of Richard Jackdaw himself. He pointed me to the cave where he died, wand in hand. It was a classmate of yours that you bullied, Piers Pemberton. What are we meant to be doing? Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you. Good news, Mr. Weeks. With your upgrade, I was able to set a new record at the Irondale course. Still looking for that Thunder Brew? I'll do my best. I can promise to speak with him about it. What can I use to make my way through here? The Antipodean Opali. Nothing like a broom to feel free. Perhaps something here belongs in the portrait frame. What do I need to do, Deke? And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again. Don't take it so badly. Quite an experience. But, you see, Anne knew Richard Jackdaw before he died, so I had to find his ghost. No. You're right. I haven't forgotten. The cost is too high. Perhaps this magic is best kept contained. I must unseal that door mechanism to escape. Where am I? Professor Fitzgerald? Can you hear me? I'm sorry about your aunt. Don't you want to find out what happened to her? I have some questions about alteration, Professor. Sir, I was able to search the restricted section while you were with Professor Black. I need to find something for Professor Fig, but it's in the restricted section of the library. Perhaps. What precisely do you need to retrieve and why? Could it be a Merlin trial? Just exploring the countryside a bit. Is Mr. Rabel right? This is exactly the type of magic I've been hoping to learn. It was certainly good practice. Defender! Neither do I, but he made a charming first impression. All right, I have the egg. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. What will you do with Slytherin's spellbook? That's it. Hello, Gareth. What exactly did you want me to do again? I know you're feeling it now, Ranrock. 2 sources of power. I'm sure he'll be happy to go home. I actually have some moons for you. Goodbye, Imelda. How deep will this take me, I wonder? Stupefy. I'd say that was acceptable. One more to go and I'll make it across. If only I could pull it to within reach. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw Anne, well, he didn't want anyone to know. Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you. Getting them was more work than I expected. I'd like to be paid for my time. I do. I also see why you refer to this room as the map chamber. I know a Merlin trial when I see one. Lumos. I think I can manage from here. Thank you. Incendio. Can you choose what form your animagus will take? I've completed my assignments, Professor. I'll need to remember my tracks. How interesting. I'm amazed I've never heard of her. Hello, Mr. Barnes. I have that venomous tentacula. You ought to be more cautious in the future. Men like Rookwood and Harlow could do much worse than stealing a book. I'm ready. We're still on for the trial, aren't we? I presume I'm looking for traces of ancient magic. But where? Excellent. Where do you suggest I search first? Nobody'll believe I defeated an Ashwinder by myself. Worried about you. Are you all right? I take it you're Alexandra's friend. You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor. Sebastian, ominous. There's a book, just here. Noctua references painful and arduous challenges, but also rewards. That's a horrible idea. No one wants to get that awful stench all over them again. A time trial at the Quidditch pitch. Sounds intriguing. Would you mind talking a bit more about what it was like working for your former master? Nothing to do now but keep going. Hello, Gareth. I have those dried billywigs things. I think I could break through this. I understand what you're saying, sir. That was for Highwing. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet. Galangantua. What do you mean, repositories? A yuan? It's been fun competing against your records, Imelda. Sebastian is single-mindedly focused on finding a way to help his sister. If there is a cure, he will find it. Were you able to tell Sebastian about Rookwood cursing Anne? Petrificus totalis. Pleasure to meet you, Cressida. Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing? I fear you're right, Professor. There's nothing we can do but keep searching. I can certainly try and find some for you. What I do know is that my ability allows me to travel through these windows I see. I'd like to ask you about your shop, if you don't mind. What is it? Here's an odd find. I thought she was brilliant. Can't believe you introduced me to her. Not Doran, that's for certain. I'll return with the cabbages as soon as I can. I honestly don't know, Professor. Do you stay close to home because it's safe in the hamlet? That's all for now. Don't go too far. Imperio, can't we just bypass Singer and go directly to the ministry? I have to find a way to stop that drill. You did what came naturally. Could you not grow or buy more Chinese chomping cabbages? What more can you tell me about the next course? That's the one. It sounds as if she's a lovely person and accomplished. Evanesco. I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists? Well, they seem innocent, but their tongues can be most disturbing. That's at least one Hawklump. Oh. Well, thank you. What precisely are boobatubers? Yes, I thought it was odd too. But then we took the roast beef to Sir Podmore of the Headless Hunt, and it's good to see you again, Doran. Did Poppy tell you about everything that's happened? Please, Ominous. I confided in you before about what happened with the Undercroft. I got here as soon as I could. I can't believe it. Rookwood's reign is finally over. I'll need to send an owl to Natty right away. Perhaps we could simply enjoy this victory for a moment? Sir, are you all right? You seem to be in some distress. If it truly is fate, seems there's not much you can do about it. How concerned should I be about the librarian? Natty, I have some questions. Glad I could be of service. Accio, she was. And she pulled emotions, as she did from her father, from Professor Fitzgerald, without permission. You seem quite interested in mer people. These rocks have seen better days. He was a student here long ago. Anyway, he told me about a secret cavern. I went there, and right next to Jackdaw's skeleton. Well, that's everything. Better go and find Sebastian. Here comes my friend Armit. Probably best to continue our conversation later. Professor Sharp wasn't happy. Leave me out of your grand plans next time. May as well have a look around before I collect the pages. In that case, I'd like to talk with him, about Ranrock in particular. Where might I find him? Excuse me, madam. I thought I heard you say something. Here we go. Is it possible to pull one of those blocks through the archway?
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Hill, but I can't accept robes that I didn't pay for. I'd like the room to be warm and comfortable, as if I'm floating inside a mug of butterbeer. I'm missing something. I suspect the summoning charm is the answer. What were you and Ominous speaking about? An untouched chest. Jackdaw wasn't very thorough in his search of this cave. I do care about Anne, but I'm tired of explaining myself. Perhaps we should part ways. Seems I'll need to find more house tokens if I'm to open this. Quite a few by the look of it. I shall finish up later. I can. Anne may just need some time. Surely one day she'll be able to forgive you. I need to get that mechanism out of the way. What? That's unnerving. What's happening? Professor Weasley? You wanted to see me? Success! If your sister is unwell, she may not want visitors. Time for a jaunt, I'd say. Oh? Any you'd like to share with the class? I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best. There's something back there beyond the wall. How do I get back there? Hello, Armit. It's nice to meet you. Another time, perhaps. Treasure? That Niffler's certainly leaving quite a trail. I am only joking. I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame. Expelliarmus! Down to earth again. What do you have for sale? I should try lighting that furnace. It must be connected to the boiler door. I hope that house elf can find us in here. I think I can guess how you died, but who did it to you? How did you know that I'd found a book and that it's missing pages? There are so many choices. What items do you think I should conjure? I beg your pardon. Roast beef. Rotten roast beef. I found your heirloom and I'll give it back to you. For a price. It was an old schoolmate of yours, Piers Pemberton. Can't let you harm Arranshire any more than you already have. Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match. Blatching. The course looks rather deserted. I hope everything's all right. I hope you're right. Wow. Now to see things from above for a bit. Pardon me, Miss Coffee. Do you have a moment? Sebastian's right. We need that relic. Sebastian, I've seen this before. This house, the well, the view. Common sense and basic magic. No, I merely studied with him briefly before we arrived. I retrieved the helmet from the Ashwinders. How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist. I'm listening. It was certainly good practice. Why did Henrietta feel the need to protect her house like she did? Thank you, Professor. I look forward to stargazing. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat? Understood. I shall keep an eye out. Vodka Kedavra. Could you remind me about the reason for the assignments you gave me, Professor? More treasure. Rococo must have been through here. We made it. Of course. Happy to have found them for you. That sounds brilliant, actually. Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly. I'm ready to fly. Who could wish to see anything more incredible? Quite an enchantment. The carts are returning to Arn. Well, look at that. Thanks goes to the former headmistress, Eupraxia Mole. Excuse me, did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont? Well, it was nice meeting you, Gareth, and thank you for the insights on your aunt. Confringo! Have you heard rumours about dark witches or wizards lurking nearby? Deke, could you remind me where I need to go to find the Phoenix? I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me. He's rather devoted to the Black family. Levioso! Orders. Directly from Ranrock. It's a long story, but thank you for your help. I should try and rescue Garneth's mooncalf. Sounds as if I'd need to head north to find those poachers. I should collect what I came for and be on my way. I know a way out! Oh, hello, Ominous. I was just heading to our common room. Password? All right, so the repository is safe from Ranrock for now. Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning? I can't get rid of this feeling of a coming danger. Ranrock has fooled you all. To your demise. Bombarda. The faculty tower. I'm not sure I should be going in there. Can't say no to that. What did you have in mind? What should I do now? Nothing more, Professor. To a cave under the lake. That's where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost. So how do you already have Polyjuice Potion to change into Professor Black? He's lucky I found him in time. I think that's enough practice for now. It was worth losing a few house points for that detour. This is what you call matching wits. Perhaps Sir Afpuddle is upstairs. Thank you. I'll get back to collecting materials. How on earth did you discover that tuber pus clears one's skin? I'll have to take your word for it, but that does sound disastrous. Cassandra Mason sold me her shop and then tried to drive me mad in a haunted dungeon. A one-eyed witch statue shouldn't be too hard to find. You were right. I do regret casting Imperio. I hope you can forgive me. I'll admit I wasn't expecting him to be so angry. Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in. I was curious to know more about your background, but you can see them. I need to reposition the pillar whilst on one side of the archway so that I can climb it on the other side of the archway. What do you have for sale? Now to see what's changed on each side of this archway. Someone who knows Ranrock personally. They asked me not to mention their name to anyone. I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic. Is everything all right? Indeed, sir. Thank you for your time. And I do hope you find a cure for your injury. Hello, Nellie. I managed to get a Daedalian key into its lock. This looks like the entrance indicated on the map. 1 down, 2 to go. You wanted to see me, sir? I am sorry about your friend. But you'll be relieved to know that I cleared out the spiders. It's safe to return now. Now here's a sad-looking place. There! I saw something. What on earth possessed you to do something like that? I'm sorry. It seems now isn't the best time after all. Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right? How many vaults are there in Gringotts? It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately. But we also need to think about Anne. She's lost her health, now she's lost her uncle. Do you really want to take her brother away from her too? This must be the place Minister Diggory mentioned. Helen lives around here somewhere. I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade. Ah, there you are. Hello, Deke. You wanted to talk to me. Now this looks familiar. I should search for a way out. I'll see you again soon enough, I'm sure. Hogwarts won't be the same without him. Hello. Are you my next Summoner's Court opponent? Saccharissa, what did you ask me to do again? If Mary was breeding these things in her cellar, that means there are more underground. Intramuros. Professor Garlick, a moment of your time? She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from? We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much as... Well, that was doubly... something. He did. We were talking about Hogwarts founders and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though. Will all of my beasts produce magical materials? Ominous. The statues and carvings in the house on the cliffside. Those are of you. Are you a seer? I'd like to ask you about changing the room's ambience. Perhaps I'll give it a go. I love magic. That sounds awful. I was curious as to how Hogwarts has changed over the years. What do you need delivered? Are there any other empty paintings like this around the school? I will, Professor. I've never met Rookwood or Harlow. Perhaps they mistook me for another student. It is, and I have. The Peruvian viper tooth. Your mother sent us to find you. These blocks must be moved in order for me to climb up. I'm sorry, Professor. I was merely trying to help a friend. Hello, Armeet. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook? Oh? What's so special about them? Mimblus Mimbletonia. All right. Where would I find one? I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty. And that's why you teach the way you do. All right. I'm in. Let's do it. Was it Accio I used before? How are you so good at selling? Seems unusual for a house elf. Do you know who is behind the demiguise statues? You and I have faced worse, Professor. A ghost or a poltergeist? A non-being can never have been. Have a sacking. That wasn't so bad, was it? Grata domum. That wasn't planned. This could be right up my street. Even we Hufflepuffs enjoy a good mystery. Let's hope you stay dead this time. The Golden Snidget. Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you. I bet if I knock that down, it will open the way forward. Down below. Is the pattern they left behind on the ground normal? I know it's a lot to take in. What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret? Hello, Sirona. I have good news. We're almost out of here, Armeet. Look, the lift! Are you certain you can't make do with one frame? It was, but I don't think either of us could have predicted where I'd end up. Let's keep going. You should have worked it out on your own. Ominous. The journal mentions many challenges ahead. Hello, Natty. How are you? Best get back to Miss Coffee. I need to turn back. There's no getting past them that way. Why don't you simply leave the area for now? Well, thank you, Armeet. Here's a welcome treat. Delicious. I see. The switch reset everything. Good to know. Did you say tickle the pear? Webbed feet. I'd like to know more about it if you wouldn't mind telling me. I won't repeat it. I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here. On the contrary, you've been most helpful. Goodbye. I'm so sorry. That sounds like a trying situation. Defendo. I don't have any of that. Perhaps you could try in Hogsmeade or one of the hamlets. Yes, sir. I hope Adelaide's Uncle Roland is all right. She seems very worried. I am certain that I belong in Slytherin House. I'm certain that Ravenclaw is the house for me. Hello, Lucan. I'm ready for practice. If I want to speak to Jackdaw about those pages, I'd better set to work destroying these pumpkins. They call themselves keepers because they're protecting some type of knowledge. It has to do with the vault at Gringotts.